Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kill Connor Club podcast, episode 92. I'm one of your hosts, James, and I'm joined, as always, by Tyler.
As always, how's it going, my friend?
Bloody good, pretty good. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good, actually. Pretty darn good.
It's good, that.
Just the normal shit, nothing special other than in 48 hours time, James. I'm going to be playing Kingdom Hearts 3. Other than that fact alone.
Oh, that's fully mental. How is that happening?
Can't really, I don't know. I can't really comprehend that at this point yet. But probably should say, if people don't know, because we did say that George, big up long-eared fox, the big-eared gamer, was going to be joining us today. But he's a bit under the weather. So he won't be here, unfortunately, to talk Kingdom Hearts 3 with us. But I let him know if I let James know to pass on the message, and if you're listening, George, eat a fucking bag of cement and harden the fuck up. As far as I'm concerned, When have we ever missed a podcast, James? Have we ever missed a podcast?
Never. If anything, we've done more. If anything, do more.
If anything, when we're sick, we're like, I'm not feeling good. Let's do another one, back to back.
Classic us.
Back-to-back podcast. Classic us, back-to-back podcast. We won't be reading the live chat as well, because we are live on YouTube right now. Because again, 48 hours away from Kingdom Hearts 3, there are spoilers out there, the reviews are out there, there's so much out there. James and I haven't seen anything. I'm sure you haven't either. So we just want to keep spoilers away. So we're not reading the live chat. We just got to avoid it the same way we did. What was it before? Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah. So we've got to do what we got to do, guys. Unfortunately, so that's just the way it is. Now, also, we'd like to thank the Sweet Vintage Lads over at patreon.com/. As always, this podcast is powered by those people. So to thank a few of those Sweet Vintage Lads that help power this podcast each and every fortnight, we have King Richard III, Ballsack 47, Josh Devillier, it says weird when I say fortnight, Josh Devillier, Damian, Billy the Team Tynamite, Captain Robertson, Tman or Travis, Casey Wood, Tony the Arbiter's Tasty Penis, Adam Sundling, Alfie Rowsell, Lumistrad, Mario 5380, Viridian, ArunWyn, Ollie the Dane, Brendan, or BQ Overlord, Ravjai, Julie, Prudhvi Muvva, Oscar, Benedict Parker Returns, James and Lad, Connor Durose Bully in the Alley, Gene, Son of a Bitch, OG Doggo, Dammit Glenn, Furious Coco, the ACMJS, Jace the Last Medici, Delta R. Rodriguez, Kyle, Estros, Kyle Marvell, Marcus Blackburn, Emil Katborg, Joshua Mora, David Bindis, Beau Daman, Lamp, Yazen, Joe the Sexy Boi Smith, Elstico 91, H Parts 12, I Got Lumbago, Seth, the Real Jorrator, Brian Ford, Shields, Big Man Assassin, Andreu Martinez, and Pink Flame 313. Thank you to Vintage Lads for helping power this podcast. Alrighty.
Brilliant. I just realised I forgot to play the intro music. Oh, fuck.
Do you usually play that when we're live?
Yeah, I do. I started doing it, and now I've forgotten. I can do it right now. It's playing right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there it is.
That.
There it is. I haven't tweeted the podcast. You're welcome.
Yeah, neither have I.
I need to. Let's get people over here. If you haven't,
that's fine.
Yeah, that's true. Like the stream if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get us to I don't know, 100. I don't know. What could we get to? Whatever we could.
At least 100. If not, I'll be disappointed. And you don't want.
Yeah,
that.
same here. Yeah, you don't want James to be disappointed.
No,
we almost had to postpone the podcast today because there's a bit of a disaster. Why don't you tell us what the fuck's going on?
All right, so yesterday, Elva was meant to be flying over because she's moving over so that we can look for places to live and everything and get that sorted out. And so that was last night. She was meant to be flying over, but there was a storm, and so the flight was delayed and then cancelled. That was an issue, and obviously I go and pick Elva up from the airport, which is like a 2-hour drive from my house, and so it was rescheduled for this morning at 11 a.m. And so I was like, okay, well, I've got the podcast, so what the fuck are we gonna do here? I mean, it was, do I do the podcast and leave her at the airport? Probably, or do I not do the podcast and go and get her? But fortunately, my parents are great, and so they've gone and made the long drive to go and get her. So we can do this. So we can sit here and talk about video games. I'm really excited.
Yeah. I'm excited too. I'm very excited, and I appreciate your parents. What epic legends! Or else someone suggested on Twitter that they should just replace you on the podcast, and I'll do the podcast with the gaming stew. You know,
gaming stew.
That's just Twitter handle still, isn't it?
It's gamer stew, but the
gamer
I
stew,
like
yeah.
the gaming stew better. Yeah,
the gaming stew. Yeah. Maybe it's just what I corrected it to because I'm like, that's a better handle. The gaming stew.
I like that.
Yeah. That would have been an interesting podcast. I would love to, like, when in August, September, when I'm in the UK, I would love to sit down and talk to them, have a good old chat, and be like, how did you raise such a weird son? And I'm obviously talking about George. Obviously. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Not you. You're. Are you? Who's the favorite? I've never asked this. Who's the favorite son?
Oh, but
he's the youngest.
Me. It's obviously me.
Yeah, I was about to say it's you though. Like I know he's the baby and he's the young one, but like, are they just like, oh, our perfect son James?
Yeah,
who's
look, you can't pick favorites, but obviously I'm better. So
yeah, okay. Is it because he spends too much time in parks? Is that what it is? Or
look, it might be.
So much fun when he's not here for me to make fun of him. Yeah, so you're in Ireland last weekend, and that was for Elva's birthday. So now Elva's moving to the UK. That's happening.
Yes.
And you guys are looking for places to live.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. That's
It's
crazy.
a bit mental. I have a bit of a meeting this afternoon after the podcast, so got to go.
Yeah, when you're supposed to look, Elva tweeted you're supposed to look at houses this time.
Yeah, so we were gonna this morning before the podcast we were going to. We had a thing, but we're gonna have to do it after the podcast now, which it's not too bad, but there's
same place,
so it's all right. Yeah. The issue is just you wanna do these things as early as you can, but a few hours doesn't really matter. So
yeah, I guess so. Is it close by? Is it like in the area?
Yeah. Sorry,
That's
I'm
cool.
eating.
Yeah, that's all right. That's super rude, but that's okay. No big deal. We're just catching a couple of gamers catching up over some crackers and coffee. You know how it is. So that means when I come to the UK, I won't get to see your parents' house, the famous Welford House. I'll have to stay in your house, I guess. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, you can stay with my parents if you want.
Yeah, I'd prefer that. I'd have a lot better time.
They'd have a great
with Julie
time.
and Stu. They would. I'd have a hoot with your parents.
They would.
And you wouldn't even be invited. Like, I'd just get drunk with your parents. You wouldn't be invited whatsoever.
Oh, that'd be
George
so
can
funny.
be there. The favourite son, the real favourite. Elva can come over too, obviously, but
I'll sit on my own. That's fine.
In your house. What's the setup plan? I got to know. So, are you looking at like a 2-bedroom so you can have like a studio set up and everything? Like, what are we looking at?
Yeah, I think so. Because because I'm gonna need a decent sized room for my office, obviously.
Yeah. Yes.
And so 2 bedrooms, pretty much what we're looking for. For that. Do you want to also talk about mortgages? Because we can do that if everyone's interested.
Hey, man, the people want to know, man. I want to know.
Car insurance next as well. We'll get onto that. That'll be great.
Hey, I'm just saying. I'm interested. You're my friend. I want to know what life holds for my friend. Well, I know it probably doesn't interest like a 12-year-old listening to this, your subscribers, but me, a grown man. Yeah. But in there'll be epic Fortnite. The walls will be made of Legos, and it'll be a big epic house like the Team 10 house. So, and you can do like a vlog house tour and shit, and just
scream
and
into
put
the camera.
And just have Jake Paul in the thumbnail and shit. It'll be how epic house tour Jake Paul ? And then just.
Oh god. Oh,
it'll be perfect. It'll be perfect. Speaking of Jake Paul, Shane Dawson's new series comes out.
Yeah.
When is it?
30th?
On the 30th. I'm so excited, dude. It's like 90 minutes apparently. The 2 episodes, like 90 minutes each. I'm fucking hyped. I have no idea what it is. Some conspiracy. I'm sure it'll be so over the top and dramatic. But I'm excited.
It'll be super interesting, regardless of what it is. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Like, I never watch YouTubers. I don't watch vloggers. I don't watch that shit. I think it's fucking boring. It's embarrassing. But ever since Shane's TanaCon one, I always watch Shane's videos. But I also watch his boyfriend's videos because, like, it's Shane's. Like, Shane's in it. Like, I'm like, their whole group of friends, I kind of love it, man. Like,
I love
entertaining.
all of them. They're great.
I never thought I'd watch a bunch of vloggers, like, you know, just weirdos that film their life for no reason. They're like, we're going to do a house tour. I'm like, God. I'm like, okay, I actually would watch that.
It's so weird because it's like...
Staying in a haunted mansion for a night? Question mark?
I've never been into that kind of thing. Like, I'm not into vloggers, but it's something about Shane and his group of friends. I don't know. They're just so fucking funny. They can do anything, and it's just great. And it's also, I think, the way that they edit... You know, the stuff that they do. I don't know. They just make everything interesting. And I love all of that. I
think as well, like, there's just not enough of it, though. Like, but that's maybe why it's so good when you think about it. Because I'm like, Shane never uploads. It's always Ryland. But then, like, I love Garrett. He's hilarious. I love their cameraman, Andrew. Like, they're all, I don't know what it is. Morgan's okay, I guess. She's kind of... Yeah. Nah, they're all good. They're all good. I don't know what it is. I never thought I'd like it, but I do like it. Yeah, I feel like a child when I watch it. I'm like, oh. Anyway, I feel like I'm a part of things. Like, I understand young people things when I watch it as well, actually.
You get memes?
But, well, I mean, the funny thing is, like, I don't get them because, like, Shane will always bring up, like, these... He always brings up this little girl, and I'm like, I don't know who that is. Like, you know what I mean? Like...
What?
So, like, JoJo or whatever. Like,
JoJo Siwa.
I don't know who that is.
I don't really know who it is either, but she's just like this. She's 15, 16, I think, but she acts like a 12-year-old and like sells a lot of stuff, and she's really rich because of it, which is, I think that's why she's a meme. I'm not entirely sure though. But I guess that's funny. I don't know.
Selling slime. Why are we talking about this? Anyway, you changed the new series. I'm excited about it. That's cool. That's super cool. I did actually want to give an update on the Cinema Room because it's not on iTunes yet. I've been having trouble getting it on iTunes.
What are they doing? What are Apple doing?
Well, the first thing was they called it like they rejected it the first time.
Oh, bloody hell. Because they said, bad? Fucking hell.
Yeah, it was that bad. Yeah. They're like, it's a terrible podcast.
Apple listened to it. Go on. They're like, this is just dreadful.
This is a terrible podcast. We simply can't have it. No, because it's a single episode. Like how many average Joes and their best mate make a podcast and they're like, we're going to do a podcast because, dude, when we drink and we smoke weed and we talk to each other, we're hilarious. Like, we should record this and put it up. Sure, and they'll make one episode, and then they'll never make another episode. But they'll like put that first episode up on iTunes. Like, we're going to put like so many up there. So iTunes doesn't like getting single episodes.
That's annoying though. Can't you like?
So they call.
Look, this is our other thing. Can we
yes, So what I did, because especially since my account also had like what Kill Connor Club is the same account that submitted Cinema Room is what submitted Kill Connor Club. Like they're both sitting next to each other. One's like Kill Connor Club has active. Cinema Room right now has submitted for review. So the first one was calling it, well, this is a test material. And I'm like, well, it isn't. And then I like emailed them. I said, we have a podcast that has over 100 episodes. This is another one. I assure you there'll be more episodes. They said that's not the only issue. There's no video. There's no description to the podcast, so I had to write a description and then resubmit it. But it took like 2 rejections.
What? I'm so
There's
confused.
a description. No, it's not a description to the
iTunes
episode.
One?
It's
okay.
Just an iTunes description to the podcast.
All right.
I didn't write one, so I wrote one, and then now I'm just gonna wait. So
maybe
it's not up there yet. Hopefully,
maybe
it should be soon.
That's the only issue.
Perhaps it is, but we'll find out because it's pending now. Right. But I just wanted to give an update because it's been a week. And it's still not on iTunes, but it will be
if you want
before
to listen,
the next episode.
Listen everywhere else, especially on Patreon.
Especially on Patreon. On Patreon, you can listen. You can listen on YouTube. You can listen on SoundCloud, and you can listen on Spotify. Spotify got it up in 10 minutes of me submitting it. So thank you, Spotify. Yeah, well, I guess
Not
not as
sponsored
many
to say
people.
that, but they're better.
Not as well, not as many people, but yeah, sure.
I mean, if you're comparing Spotify and Apple Music, I mean, Spotify's better. I don't know. What do you use?
I use Apple Music.
Oh, okay, that's disgusting, but all right, I guess.
But I've never used, like, why would I not? I have an iPhone. I've always used iTunes for music. Always use iTunes.
I just think
why wouldn't I get
Spotify's
Apple
better.
Music?
I don't like Apple
But
Music.
what, like,
I had a
but
trial.
I've used Spotify.
and
Like,
I didn't like it.
let's, but it's the same thing. Like,
That's
I've used
like
Spotify.
saying
I'm like,
streaming on Twitch and streaming on YouTube is the same thing. What would you rather do?
it's not. I'd rather use Apple Music. So much easier. So much easier for me.
Oh, maybe it's just what you're used to. I guess.
Yeah,
I
I'd say. Well, but that's
Spotify.
that's my point is. It's whatever you're used to, because ultimately, if I got used to Spotify, I'd be fine with Spotify, because ultimately it's the same thing. All the same music's on there. It's the same.
Yeah, it's true.
You build a library the same. You know what I mean? Like you had the music. The music on Spotify is not different music. That's all I'm saying. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You're not getting better music than I am because you're using Spotify.
Yeah, true.
We're
I just
listening
like the
to
layout. I prefer the layout. I prefer what it does, like how it works and like the recommended page and stuff. But also, there is one thing that iPhone and like Apple Music does better than Spotify is the shuffle. The shuffle on Spotify is fucking garbage. It'll just play like it, like because it's like properly shuffling, so it's like randomized. So like, say you're listening to one song from fucking, I don't know, Ed Sheeran. On Apple, it would shuffle to make sure the next one isn't Ed Sheeran again. Whereas on Spotify, it doesn't do that. So it could be, and it ends up playing like 3 songs from the same artist in a row, and it's really fucking annoying. But
yeah, see, I'm a weird guy. I'm the person that can listen to the same song on repeat until I'm sick of it. Like
yeah,
I'm that person.
No, I'm not like that. But
yeah, so like if you were like, oh, I'm gonna play 3 Ed Sheeran songs in a row, I'm like, can you play a 4th? Like, yeah, like that's. I'm fine with that. Like I can just listen to one artist. I don't need to shuffle shit.
I can do that. I'd have no problem listening to just like a whole album or a whole artist. But
Yeah.
If I have a playlist full of a bunch of different stuff and I want it to shuffle, Spotify doesn't
sure.
shuffle.
That would annoy me. Yeah, sure. Like if I had, if I'm on my like main playlist, there's just all a bunch of different music. Yeah, I don't want the same band, especially when it's like the same album. 2 songs where I'm like, well, they're next to each other, and I hit shuffle. Why are you playing them back? But anyway, doesn't happen for me.
Sort the fuck out, please.
Yeah. But anyway, that was the Cinema Room update.
Great stuff.
Well, that first episode, I appreciate everyone, because that first episode did really well.
Did it?
So, yeah, I think so. We did a
views?
podcast about Iron Man, and we got, I was happy with the views.
What were the views? I haven't looked.
So, let me have a look. 1,500 on YouTube.
That's pretty good.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought so. For the first episode, talking about a 11-year-old movie, I'm happy with it. And we've already recorded the Captain America First Avenger episode. So, if you're someone that it's going up today on Patreon, and next week on hopefully iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube. So you've got a week to watch the movie if you're not a patron, and if you are a patron, well, hope you watched it this week because we made a post letting you know. So you've had your chance. That's the Cinema Room.
Talking about that actually, because someone said to me about the movies on YouTube, because obviously we post on Patreon beforehand, letting everyone know what we're watching. Maybe I should start posting on my community tab on YouTube, just letting everyone know, oh, this is the next movie for Cinema Room. If you want to watch it, then watch it.
Just post like the thumbnail or whatever.
That might be worth doing.
I think so, just to let people know so they can watch the movie through the week, especially if it's like when we get to the point where it's poll submitted one, like let's say it was like a classic film that neither of us had ever seen or something, or like we were going to watch Hook. Of course. I mean, like if we're going to watch like a really great amazing movie like Goodfellas, or we're going to watch like, I don't know, Forrest Gump, like, I don't know, something random, like just some random movie that some people might not have seen, even though we've seen them. That's when it's really good. Well, when it's like Captain America First Avenger or Iron Man, it's like, well, surely you've seen it. But also some people might be like, but I want to rewatch it for the episode, so that's also
pick
fair.
Up things. Yeah, I would love to rewatch it for the episode as well, but we'll see how that goes with future episodes.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, what was that?
Did you hear that? What the fuck? I
definitely heard that. It sounded like something cracked. Someone broke into your house.
Yeah, I think George dropped something.
God damn it, George. He's okay. He's well enough to break
drop something. Yeah.
Yeah. It better be the cement he swallowed that's hardened the fuck up, and he just dropped head first onto the fucking floor. That's hopefully what it is. Actually, you should check on him. Hopefully, he didn't actually drop and hit his head. Like, he might be dead.
Yeah. No, I can hear him. He's still kicking.
Okay, he's still kicking. Yeah. He's literally flailing.
Yeah, he might literally be kicking. I don't know.
Yeah. It's fine. This week I posted a video, James.
Really?
On the topic of Kingdom Hearts, I did. I posted a video. It doesn't happen often. I definitely don't post weekly. I've been doing are you proud of my honey dicks? I've been doing pretty good honey dicks recently.
I like them because they look like videos. Actually, it's quite annoying because I think you've posted something and I click it and I don't see the little logo and then it's just me and I'm like, I was there for that one. Never mind.
Yeah,
because it's like an interesting topic as well. Fuck's sake.
Yeah. It's like, what order will the worlds be in Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yeah, I'm like,
but it has the logo. Yeah. I'm like, you mean that thing we talked about? How we discovered the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I like that thumbnail. Great thumbnail, but also, like, got the font in the cinema room colors. Like, it's cool. Like, I like it. Well, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to have, like, highlights on my channel just to, like, we're doing real well with promotion. Patreon's killing it this month.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Especially it being January. And we've had such high growth. It's crazy. So we appreciate all of you. Anyway. But yeah, I posted a video, my Kingdom Hearts story, because I wanted to do this for, before Kingdom Hearts 3. Came out just to talk about, like, how I got into it as a fan as a kid and the story of how much I've loved it and everything in the community. And you were going to post one and you haven't posted one. And now I'm thinking it's too late and you're not going to post one.
No,
Is that true?
No, I'm working on it. It might be out.
You have 48 hours, bro.
Yeah, don't worry.
Before it's out.
Well, I've written it. All I've got to do
you have written it?
Well, I'm finished writing it.
Well, post it. Oh, God damn it.
I got a little bit more to write, but I'm getting there. And then I've got to record it and then edit it, but we should be okay. I should have it out. Maybe it'll be on release day. Maybe not before. Maybe it'll be before. I don't know. We'll see. I'll do some more today. I'll do some more later. I'll figure it out. But it's good. It was fun to write, or it's fun writing it because I'm not done. But yeah, it's good. It's good to revisit the memories. Look back at that Deep in the Bowels podcast we did for E3 back in 2015. Yeah. When you explained it to me for the first time, which was
Isn't
great.
It weird? Like, I never thought never in a million years, I think, when I explained it to you, that right before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, you would be as obsessed as I am.
It's crazy.
It would be this much. Like, I think about it this way. I never, to the point where I thought it was the type of game that I'm like, oh, you just won't get it. Like, I played as a kid. That's why I love it. You'll play it now and just think it's stupid. That's just what I thought. I couldn't believe how much you and George just loved it from the first game. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah, and on top of it, the community response as well. Because after I talked about it, because after you talked about it, obviously I tried it. And then on Kill Connor Club, we talked about it, and I was like, yeah, it's fucking great. And I kept you updated on my experiences as I got through the games. And as that happened, we got more and more people on Twitter and, in the chats and stuff that would be like, oh, I've started Kingdom Hearts, like, wish me luck. Or, oh, I finished playing the first game, it's fucking brilliant. And it keeps happening. It hasn't stopped happening all the way up to the release of Kingdom Hearts 3. And it's insane. It's like hundreds of people since we've first started talking about Kingdom Hearts that have jumped on it that probably wouldn't even have looked at it. They're probably looking at it like, oh, what Disney characters, Final Fantasy, what is this nonsense? Which is how I looked at it. But after we talked about it, there's that influence because obviously we were highly into things like Assassin's Creed and Elder Scrolls and these big typical mainstream AAA games that are like the big ones that you see that are all very similar. And Kingdom Hearts is so different. So when we talked about that and we're like, oh, this is great, everyone's going to be like, if they listen to what we say, are going to be like, oh, maybe I'll check it out then. Because it's not, a typical, oh, just like I'm an anime Final Fantasy JRPG fan. It's like, oh, these people like the same games I do. So there was a lot of influence there. And that's crazy to see the response from the community.
Yeah, there's no other game like it that I play or am interested in. Like, it is just it, and that's it.
Yeah, true.
There's Kingdom Hearts, and there's nothing. else that matters.
Kingdom Hearts, and there's nothing else. It's the only game.
It's the only game. If there was only one game, that's
Kingdom
what it
Hearts
would be.
1
I would choose
be
that.
the only game. Or actually, that's a
Yeah.
question. If you could pick one, which, well, I suppose that is the answer, isn't it? Kingdom Hearts 1. If you pick only one Kingdom Hearts game to exist.
If I could pick only one, it'd be Kingdom Hearts 1. Yeah, it would be.
I think if I could pick only one, it'd be Kingdom Hearts 2. Just because without the rest of the games, I think it will bother me having an incomplete story. And Kingdom Hearts 2 has the best gameplay by far, so I could replay that over and over again.
Yeah, but Kingdom Hearts 1 has the closest thing to a complete story, because if you didn't know there was more, it's kind of like, well, you know, maybe something happens, maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, but also you've got like...
But you only play, but this is the thing you don't understand. They added so much in the final mix that wasn't in the original game.
It still ends with that.
Like
that
you have never played the original, only pure Kingdom Hearts 1 that came out.
I think I have.
When would you have played it?
I think we played it on
because you bought the
emulator.
collections.
Yeah, but I think we played it when we streamed it. I think we did it on an emulator, and I think we played Kingdom Hearts, not Final Mix.
Okay. Yeah. Because they added a lot of cutscenes and like post-credit
stuff, like where you've got Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and they see Pluto, and I guess it's the realm of darkness, but it's all grass. That was a weird scene. Yeah, that's weird. Cause maybe it's like a. Yeah, I don't know, because they were clearly.
But then they go to Castle Oblivion. They get to Castle Oblivion through there.
Is in the realm of darkness. So there's just this big grassy field in the realm of darkness, I guess.
I never really understood whether they're in the realm of darkness or not. I never really got that. I'm like, they don't really explain that very well.
They must be, because they
just enter a room and then they're like, oh, I forgot, and that's the chain of memories.
I suppose the thing is with fucking Kingdom Hearts 1 and the whole ending of Kingdom Hearts 1 is obviously when they made all of that, they weren't thinking on the larger scale of the franchise. So a lot of that game was retroactively explained, and some of it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, most of it makes a lot of sense, and it all sort of fits together. But there's a lot of things in Kingdom Hearts 1 that you sort of have to overlook, like what is the end of the world? What is, like, because it's where, like, all of the worlds are, like, destroyed and stuff. That's how they find, like, Destiny Islands when they go through that gate. But, like, how does all of that work? Like, what is the, I don't know. It doesn't, when you really think about it, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Because they go through this whole world, and then eventually they find a gateway that just happens to take them to Destiny Islands that's been consumed by darkness.
But then there's also the dark side of the world that Aqua's on. It's like, but that's already in the realm of darkness, so isn't it just that world? No, there's also the dark side of that world.
Oh, yeah,
that's like, okay. I
don't fucking know what's going on.
Because that's where the other Keyblade is. The other world, yeah. So that's the other Keyblade at the dark side of the world, which is where Aqua and Mickey fight, you know, at the end of 0.2 for that big Heartless boss, and then Riku's there on the other side, and then, yeah.
Is it? Maybe it's not the realm of darkness. Because when Castle Oblivion, when Land of Departure is locked away, and made Castle Oblivion, there's no way that just ends up within. But
isn't End of the World? Isn't End of the World like the collection point of all the worlds?
It must be the realm between. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the realm between.
It's called End of the World.
So you'd find within the realm between dark and light, you would find like the end of the world and the sleeping worlds and stuff that are all in between. And I guess Castle Oblivion fits into that as well, because I don't think it's fully realm of darkness. So end of the world it's like where all the like fragments of the worlds gather, isn't it? Or something.
Yeah, that's how I took it.
I don't know about you,
Goofy
but
is Goofy the smartest person in the whole franchise?
Replaying Kingdom Hearts.
I thought the same thing.
It's so weird. He says this thing in Kingdom Hearts 2 when I think they're on the computer or something, and Goofy says like the weirdest line that sounds like it came right out of like a hacking movie. Like, he sounds so smart. He's talking about like hacking the mainframe and stuff. I'm like, this is just so weird. What is Goofy? He's great.
Goofy's like, I did notice in this latest playthroughs of all of them, even Kingdom Hearts 1, he's the smartest character of everyone in the whole franchise. Like, he always says something, always is the one that says like something really meaningful and inspirational and kind of gets you going, and like it has a level head. Anything goes down, he's always like, well, we'll be with you all the way, Sora. And it's just like
oh man, it's so brilliant. I love
It's so
him.
funny.
I love
And then
him.
even at the start of Kingdom Hearts 3, or like end of 0.2, I guess, and he still just drops the line, may your heart be a guiding key.
No one's ever
Jensen,
said
you
that
said that
ever.
to us. Jensen, you said that to us. Or maybe I just imagined it. It's like, no, you're just a
Maybe Goofy
genius.
made it up.
You're just a genius, Goofy. That's what it is.
Oh man. It's so great. Oh, it's so great. It's also like there's moments where I noticed in Kingdom Hearts 2 when you go to Pride Lands, the hyenas are making a joke about like wanting to eat them, and Sora doesn't get it, and Donald doesn't get it, and they're like, "Oh, what do they mean?" And Goofy's like, "I think we're lunch." And it's like, yeah, Goofy knows what's up. Goofy always knows. He gets it.
He always
sees
knows.
through their bullshit.
Though, then again, like in Chain of Memories, he had like 2 lines. It's always just like Donald saying shit like, "Oh, I forget." I was like, "Okay,
Goofy
thanks,
just
Donald."
forgets what Hollow. Actually, to be fair, Goofy, that like, cause Sora and Donald are forgetting everything, and Goofy's still like, "I swear this thing happened, guys," and they're all like, "Nah, you're just imagining it." And Goofy's like, "I don't know about that. I think it happened."
The smartest character. He's the smartest character. I'm just glad we get another adventure with Donald and Goofy in 2 days.
Oh, that's
The crew.
crazy. Oh my god,
The crew's back.
That's insane.
I just remember explaining to him, like, you're a guy and your best friend is Donald and Goofy. Like, how do you explain that to someone and convince them it's a good game? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so difficult to explain that, and
you're a
'cause you have
kid
to
and your
play.
weapon is a key and your best friend is Donald and Goofy and you jump between Disney worlds and fight monsters and it's the best story in video game history. And you're like, well, simply not true. I'm like, no, it is, I swear.
Those things shouldn't go in the same sentence. It doesn't sound right. But you really just have to sort of bite the bullet and play it. Even if you like, because if you think it's going to be shit, just do it, just play it, and you won't think it's shit because you'll be into it because you played it. So give it a go. Give it a go. But don't, whatever you do, to anyone listening, if you haven't played the Kingdom Hearts franchise and you're like, oh, Kingdom Hearts 3, everyone's talking about it, I'll play that. Don't do it. Don't play Kingdom Hearts 3.
Don't do that.
Play all of the games first. Otherwise, you'll ruin it and you won't enjoy it either because it won't make any fucking sense. Like, as people have been like, oh, I could just enjoy the Disney worlds. It's like, maybe.
I'm sure you could. Yeah, you probably could. But then
also, there's going to be
you're getting
moments where you're like,
5% of the game. You're getting 5% of the game is what you're enjoying. You're enjoying 5% of what could be 100%.
Yeah, you got to play them all.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely do. You definitely do. Speaking of Kingdom Hearts 3, oh, well, I said in my Kingdom, I did this. That's what I want to say. So in my video, I also said this. I said one of the best things to ever happen in retrospective is it took 13 years for Kingdom Hearts 3 to come out. Between Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3, it's been 13 years. Mm-hmm. It's turned out to be, I'm looking at it as like one of the best things to happen because I got to kind of rediscover the franchise in a way with the collections, fill in the gaps I didn't play, and really fall in love with it all over again. Even though it was already my favorite franchise, I got to fall in love with this franchise all over again, but also to see you and George fall in love with it and do all these streams and then see the community fall in love with it and every other week get tweets tagging you and me with a photo of someone's bought the collection. Oh, I'm about to start playing Kingdom Hearts. You know, like, that's so cool to be able to share this whole thing. And now that it's out and we get to talk about it and share it and, like, that's cool. It's turned out that gap in time, it's actually a really good thing in the end.
Yeah, I love it. It's one of Kingdom Hearts is one of those franchises. I think it's up there with maybe like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. When I look at when I'm telling people like these are things you have to experience, and it almost disappoints me when they haven't or they say, nah, I don't think I'll be into that. Like other things, I'm like, fair enough, whatever, I don't really care. But if someone, like, if I'm like, oh, you should watch Lord of the Rings, and they're like, I don't really want to, I'm like, no, please do it. Or like, I don't know, Skyrim or Star Wars or Kingdom Hearts. It's one of them things I feel like I have this obligation to get people to have this really good experience, and it almost disappoints me if they don't. So that's on you, everyone. Go on, play Kingdom Hearts.
That's on you.
Tweets. But I think that'll only continue after Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. Is more people will start playing the collections and playing Kingdom Hearts and getting into it. I hope, anyway.
Now, there's another thing that's happened this week. Obviously, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming. The review scores came out.
Yeah.
I didn't watch. I'm not watching any reviews because I'm
No.
not watching footage. Like I've seen way more than I needed to see of this game already.
Yeah.
I've already bought the game. I'm sold. I'm gonna play it. I don't need to watch reviews. And I also don't give two fucks about anyone else's opinion on this game. But I was interested just to see the scores, the raw scores.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you think of it? What were your impressions when you
Yeah,
saw the scores?
Normally, I don't look at scores for games at all. Like, if it's a game I'm looking forward to, like with Red Dead Redemption 2, I didn't look at the scores. I wanted to go into it fully blind, just my opinion, not knowing what anyone else even thought of it.
I mean, I didn't
wanna
plan
know.
on looking at the scores, but someone just tweeted out on my feed there was all of the scores in like one tweet.
But with Kingdom Hearts 3, I didn't really care. I was like, I'll look at the scores because to me, I've never thought, oh, I need to know what IGN thinks of Kingdom Hearts, or I need to know what GameSpot thinks of Kingdom Hearts, because to me, no one else ever really gets it right or reviews them properly. When I'm watching people review them, I'm like, no, like, I don't know, it's just one of those things. But looking at the scores, I was surprised because I thought they'd get decent scores, but like, you know, an Assassin's Creed rating, or like, you know, a Call of Duty rating, where it's like, yeah, they're good, but it's not like, you know, a 90 or whatever. Like, it's, you know, it's fine. But the scores were really good from, you know, mainstream bloody critics and stuff, which was cool. Like, it wasn't anything like, you know, 90, 99 or like whatever, but it was like, they were good scores. And seeing that from mainstream critics, to me, indicates that the game's probably a lot better than that. To like a Kingdom Hearts fan.
Yeah, for sure. Well, what it tells me this is that it tells me that this game is gameplay wise is completely polished, is fun, works well, is, you know, good graphics, good acting. Like, it tells me that the fundamental mechanics of the game are extremely polished, which I expected, especially when this game went gold like 8 weeks out from release. Like, this game went gold quite early. They have taken more than enough time, you know, they've taken more than enough time to make this game. They took their time, and I love that they did that. And, you know, it's now, I don't expect all the critics to be like hardcore Kingdom Hearts fans and know every side storyline and be able to follow it, or, you know, all that sort of stuff, and even be into like those big hard games of boss battles and things like that. Because remember, what I heard was I haven't watched the review, so maybe it's fake news, but one of the critics was like, it's really difficult. It's too difficult at parts. I'm like, well, okay, that's the point of it is. That's the point of the game.
You meant to learn it.
It's a boss battle game. Like, that's kind of like, it's a whole fundamental part of this. But yeah. So, but to still give it those high scores just tells me, yeah, it is a polished game that works well. It doesn't have glitches. It's not full of bugs. Like, it is just a game that runs smooth, is well built. Yeah. And like if you're a fan of it, like Kingdom Hearts always is. And that's one thing you can't really take away from Kingdom Hearts. It's not... what glitch have you ever had in Kingdom Hearts now that I think about it? I don't know if I've ever had a glitch in Kingdom Hearts before.
I don't think I've ever had a glitch in Kingdom Hearts. Maybe like a small thing, like if I was trying to grind or something, and like, I don't know, like a certain Heartless wouldn't spawn, or like, I don't know, just tiny little things where like the game you have to like quickly restart the game because something's not working. But if you're just playing through and like, you know, you're just playing through the game, there's never these huge glitches that are issues. And they're always really, really polished games that just sort of work, and that's great. So it looks like Kingdom Hearts 3 is on the same level, which is great.
But it just looks incredible. Like, every time I see gameplay, I'm like, this looks like unbelievable. It looks unbelievable. You've got these Pixar Disney worlds, and Kingdom Hearts 3 looks better than the movies do for them, you know? Like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it exists. It looks the way it looks, and I'm about to play it. Like, I just can't fucking wait.
I cannot believe I'm about to play another mainline Kingdom Hearts title, Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, you know, it's just fucking crazy. Like, I'm not gonna believe it until I'm sitting and I'm playing the game, and like I take control of Sora, and you're with Donald and Goofy, and you've got like the gummy ship menu, and you travel to worlds. Like, that's just gonna be mental. Like, yeah. Oh man, I cannot fucking wait.
Well, I mean, if you can't believe it, yeah, I certainly can't believe it. You know, uh, yeah, I'm just fucking. You know, I know it's coming, and I'm excited and everything, but like, there's also this half of me that's like, yeah, I know, but it's not, is it?
I'm almost sort of worried. Like, I'm like apprehend. Like, I'm like, is it coming though? Like, it's
yeah. I mean, I'm worried in the sense of I don't really know what my life will be like afterwards. Like, it'll always be like my life before and my life after, and my life has always been before. Most of my life, of the point where I'm like, oh, I really can't wait to play this, to the point of I'm gonna play it, was longer than my life before I even knew I wanted it. You know what I mean? Like, I've been waiting more than half my life for this game. I don't know what my life's gonna be after I've played it. Like, what will I have in gaming that I'm like, I can't wait for it?
That is so fucking mental. Like, I can't imagine that at some point me and you are going to be sitting down doing a spoiler cast talking about the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Fuck. And there's going to be so many twists and turns and
oh man. Oh, that's just insane. It's so crazy how fucking close it is now.
I listened to Dearly Beloved, the Kingdom Hearts 3 rendition, and I just started like crying. Goosebumps all over my body.
Yeah, see, I haven't touched that.
I showed Harlan today. He came over for dinner, and I'm like, dude, have you heard Dearly Beloved? He goes, no. I played it for him, and he goes, I have goosebumps. He literally goes, he's like, I feel like goosebumps and tingles all over my head, arms, and like he's like everywhere. And he's like, that was the best rendition. I'm like, I know it is.
Oh, that's great.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's like, it's almost like it's Dearly Beloved, but it's almost not Dearly Beloved. Like, it's its own thing, but also enough. Yeah. So don't expect like Dearly Beloved, because it is a bit different, but it is still Dearly Beloved, if that makes sense. Right. Like,
I'm really excited. To get, like, I can't wait to, boot up the game, hear that Dearly Beloved, go into, the game, and watch that intro cutscene, because obviously they only released the little teaser. So seeing the full thing is going to be brilliant with Face My Fears and everything, and then just getting into the game, it's gonna feel fucking unreal.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've already listened to Face My Fears 1,000 times, so I'm just going to be singing along with it for the first time to play it. I'm going to record and put out my video next week will be the first time I play Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, it'll just be my reaction to the first, 15 minutes or something. Yeah. Like, me crying. It'll literally just be me in tears. Like, I'm just a mess.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing something similar. Or, like, just whenever I play the game, maybe just setting up my webcam and recording the game and just playing through it like that. Yeah. Just so if anything happens where I get a reaction, I kind of want to keep it. So I might do that. And if I don't use it, I don't use it. So maybe you can do that though, like in the latter part of the game where like shit's just going down. But maybe shit goes down like all through this game, so I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea.
I mean, there is like, I almost have gotten a few spoilers for this game, like on my YouTube recommended. Like, I'll load up YouTube recommended, and there was like Kingdom Hearts 3 ending secret cutscene.
Ooh,
there?
You know what you need to? Have you got the spoiler protection for?
No, I just clicked on it and go, I'm not interested, and asked why aren't you interested. I'm like, I don't want this content, so I just was like, don't recommend me Kingdom Hearts 3 things, and then I haven't had any since.
Okay, because my YouTube homepage, whenever I load it up, like if I'm looking at it right now, it's just red squares because I've got spoiler protection, so I can't see anything. Like, it's just, there's a few videos, the rest are all just red squares because I've blacklisted so many keywords because I just can't take the risk. So that's all over my internet browser. Whenever I go anywhere, I can't see anything. It's just red squares, but I'm happy with that. That's fine. I'd rather that.
Yeah, I think it was okay, thankfully, with that particular video, because the thumbnail, thankfully, to whoever posted it, like, it was a picture of a character. There wasn't a spoiler. It was just like Riku standing there. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, there wasn't anything happening in it. It was just Riku was standing there, and I was like, well, that doesn't tell me anything. So thankfully, it wasn't like that they thought about it that way.
Oh, Riku's in Kingdom Hearts 3. Well, yeah, okay. Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess that's spoiled. Yeah, talking about spoilers, I guess we should. So you've, how many trailers have you watched since Like what?
I've
have you
watched
stopped watching
all of
trailers,
them
or-
up until I haven't watched anything. I watched the final battle trailer. That was the
See,
last trailer I
haven't
watched.
watched that.
Yeah, that's why like there's a spoiler in it that I'm trying to avoid, and I've almost told you like 7 times, and I keep
okay.
remembering that you haven't seen it.
All right,
But
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know
let's
if you
stay
know
away
this.
from
Like
that.
I don't.
Just assume
I don't know if you know it or not. Yeah, I'm assuming you don't. But I have continued to assume you don't.
Yeah, just assume I don't. I probably don't, to be honest. I haven't been keeping up with Kingdom Hearts for ages. I've been avoiding all. I've unsubscribed from all of the Kingdom Hearts YouTubers as well.
So did I. I did do that, actually.
Unfollowed them all on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't want to. I don't like, as much as I know they're not going to spoil it for me. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see.
Yeah, you just don't want to see
the main menu. I don't even want to see. You know, I don't know. I just don't want to see anything. I just want to have all the experience for myself. Even if it's just tiny little things. So you know, I'm avoiding everything like fucking crazy. And I suppose it was the same for Red Dead Redemption 2. I just tried my best.
It's a tough world out there. This is way more important to me than that. This is what there's nothing more important to me than this game in terms of gaming. Like there's no game before this that is more important.
No, yeah, I think
this is number one. Like Red Dead Redemption 2, incredibly important. So excited, insane, ridiculous. Like, and one of the greatest games of all time. Phenomenal. But this is everything. This is everything to me.
I agree. I'm so fucking into this franchise. It's so strange how invested you get in it. It's just made so well in such a way that everything is pretty much perfect. Like I love it all so much. So
what if we hate the ending? Like the game's perfect and everything. Like we love the game. It's amazing as we know it will be. But then like at the end you're like, I fucking hate that. I hate that that's how it ended.
Could you imagine?
Do you know what'd be even worse? If like I loved it, you hated it, and we just totally disagreed on it. I was like, dude, that was perfect, and you're like, no, that was the worst. Like,
I don't know. I think we're gonna love it. I think it's Kingdom Hearts. They've never disappointed me.
As long as it's like, I don't really care how they end it. To be honest, like it doesn't matter. Like as long as they end it.
Yeah, to be
like
fair,
as long as there is a conclusion.
I don't have any expectations.
Neither do I actually. Story-wise, like they could all die. Xehanort wins. Like, and okay, as long as you end it, as long as like there's a conclusion,
and as long as it's done well, they can really do whatever the fuck they want. Because it's the games are fucking crazy. Nomura can do whatever he wants with the storyline, and as long as it's executed well, I don't care what they actually do. Like, they really can do anything. So I think there's a lot of wiggle room there for them to probably get it right.
Yeah, I agree. I think, I mean, I just trust him though. Like they've given us no reason not to trust him. But I said that about Halo once, and I got jabbed in the heart.
When you first started talking about Kingdom Hearts on that podcast, you were like, "Kingdom Hearts is my favorite franchise other than Halo."
Well, like even I didn't mean it like Halo's above it. I meant like they're my 2 favorites.
It's not anymore, is it?
Oh no, it's not even close. Like Halo. Yeah, I don't even need to say what it is. That game destroyed so much love. So like that's my point. Like anything can happen, but this isn't the same. This is Kingdom Hearts 3. This is everything. This is everything. This is everything I've been waiting for. All the games I've ever played. I've been thinking about this. I'm like, I haven't really been playing games at all recently. Mm-hmm. Like even I'm on Kingdom Hearts 2. So I'm exactly where I was in Kingdom Hearts as when I talked to you 2 weeks ago in the last Kill Connor Club.
Ah, shit.
I haven't played anything.
Do you know what I did?
Other than when
I'll tell you.
I played just to record footage from a video. I played some Kingdom Hearts, or like all jump between all the games, just did some boss battles and whatever I was up to, like loaded games up and some old footage or whatever that I'd recorded. But that's the only games I played. And I feel like once I finish Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm like, well, I'm done. I've played all of them. I've played everything I want to play. I'm done playing games.
All the games.
Like, I've played all the games. I've played all of them.
Gamer.
Well, I didn't even know what it was until like the Discord, but like I'm told I'm a Chad anyway. Like I'm not even a gamer apparently. And I was like, what the fuck is a Chad? Explain to me what a Chad is.
You're a Chad.
And they just said, am I a Chad?
Well, yeah.
Why don't you explain what a Chad is?
Okay,
Why don't you explain what a Chad is?
I mean, it could be... I mean, technically, a Chad is like... a guy who is you know, I'm mostly just sort of a typical, you know, a man. Imagine a man. That's a Chad.
Yeah, sure.
You know, someone that's, you know, is, you know, pretty well built, you know, confident.
Sure.
An alpha male. That's a Chad.
Alpha. Okay, so you call it. Oh, that's nice. Actually, no, yeah. So you think, so people in the Discord are like Tiles and Alpha. Accurate, for sure. Sure.
Yeah. It's
Alpha
just,
dog represent. What's
it's
up?
just like a Chad is just like desirable by like for most women.
Are you hitting on me or what's?
I mean, if you want.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, wink. You haven't hit on a lot of people, have you, James?
Oh God. But yeah.
So I'm a Chad. So that
You're a
means
Chad.
like I'm not even a gamer anyway.
You're
Apparently.
not even a fucking gamer. Sort it
So
out.
once I finish Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm done. It's over.
It's all finished.
I'll talk to you about Marvel movies, but not games because I'm done with games.
Not Marvel games.
It's
or
over.
not games in general.
Games in general.
Okay. Right. Perfect.
Like we can talk about movies and TV shows as we do, but no more games. I'm done with them. I've finished them all. I finished all of the games. Well, it's my retirement. This is the climax. It can't get better. This is the end.
No, I don't know how it can get better. What can come after Kingdom Hearts?
Red Dead
Kingdom Hearts
Redemption 3, and we
4,
play as Jack Marston.
I guess.
And it wouldn't be better. It would just be something that I would want.
Yeah, it would be a thing. Yeah.
It wouldn't be better though. Probably. I mean, I don't know. But Kingdom Hearts 3 is just it. It's just the end. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 to me is the end. I used to like genuinely like, you know, when people say like, just fucking please, universe, God, whatever exists out there, don't kill me before I, you know, see the next Star Wars. You know, you think that before. I remember before episodes, I'm like, fuck, please, I better live so I can see this Force Awakens or whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember as a like younger going like, please, for the love of God, let me play Kingdom Hearts 3 before I die. Please, for the love of God. And one of the comments, like on the top comment on the Dearly Beloved Kingdom Hearts 3 rendition was, rest in peace to all the people that have waited for this game and passed away. And I'm like, that's legit. There's so many people that have just died. And they wanted to play Kingdom Hearts 3. As much as I love Kingdom Hearts, they loved it that much too. But it's been such a long wait that they'd passed away and never got to play it.
Yeah, there must be so many people. Like whether it's, you know, from some sort of illness or like an accident or, you know, that's fucking mental actually.
Old age, you know? That's also...
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the most common one, yeah. It's been a while.
It's been that much time. Yeah, it's been that much time that just old age has
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was gonna say you were talking about you haven't really progressed through Kingdom Hearts 2, and because you tweeted me when I was talking about Dream Drop Distance, you were like, I'm still at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2. Do you think I'll make it? Later that day, I watched what's his name, Bloody Biscuit's speedrunner Kingdom Hearts 2, where he finishes the game in 3 hours. And it's mental. I watched the whole thing from start to finish. And
how does he do it?
It was amazing. He died twice, I think. And
holy shit.
He was playing on critical mode.
No,
all the way through.
There's no way.
He did it in 3 hours, and then he did on top of that, he did all the data battles in about.
He obviously
half
skips
an
all
hour.
the cutscene.
Yeah, he obviously skips all the cutscenes, but like you just see him, like he has this perfect like way of running through each world. Like he knows every single trick, and like there's these things like there's certain enemies you have to kill at a certain time, so that like 2 hours later in the game, certain enemies spawn in certain places, so we can take them out quicker. Like it's mental. Like I don't know how he's done this, but he's mastered everything in Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's insane. Like I saw him when he does all like the final bosses at the end, like he does them without taking a single hit. It's mental.
Because he knows every move. He already knows every move they do, so it's just easy.
He knows everything, and like there's all these like secrets. So like in the game, the enemies have these things called revenge values. So there's like each one has like a certain number. So say like for I don't know Xemnas or something, it's like a 12.5 or something. Every attack you do tallies up on this like basically like an invisible meter that's just in the game systems. So like a normal attack might do 1 point to the what needs to be 12.5. You know, fire might do 3 points, and so he knows every boss's revenge value and every attack's value and what it adds to that meter. So he knows exactly when, and he can time perfectly when the enemy is going to do their big like attack to like retaliate, so he can defend against that and then use it against them to kill the bosses quicker. And it's just fucking mental. Like it was really good to watch.
That's fucked.
I actually recommend it if anyone has just, you know, if there's something, if you have nothing to do and you're like, I could kill a few hours, watch that stream. It was the GDQ, which is Games Done Quick, with bloody Bizkits, who does Kingdom Hearts 2 final mix on Critical, and it was great. The commentary was good. They explained everything, and it was a good time. And yeah, I'd recommend watching that. It was great fun.
That's insanity. That's insanity.
Yeah, it was.
But you said in there you've finished Dream Drop Distance.
Yes.
You were someone that after you played Dream Distance for the first time, you were telling me I didn't really like it.
It was more after time. After I finished it, I was like, oh, it was great. And then after time, I was like, it wasn't that good, was it? And
I stood by it. I've defended Dream Drop Distance. But how do you feel now, before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out and you played it?
It's still below Birth by Sleep for me, I think.
I agree. I agree that, but it's still an amazing game.
It was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I think my only issue with it, I mean, in terms of story, it's brilliant. I think I still don't like the way you have to finish each world twice, like next to each other. Like it's not just like because in Birth by Sleep, like you do Disney Castle and then you do it again in like 6 hours time, so it's fine.
Yes.
But in Dream Drop Distance, you do you know, not Hunchback of Notre Dame, and then you do it again straight away, and it's like, it's a bit annoying.
I don't like that you're forced to drop. Like, I hate that. I do hate that.
The issue, I mean, that is an issue, because then, but the way of getting around it, like, I just have a separate deck with a bunch of Drop Me Not potions in, and, like, every time I get to, like, a calm area or something, I just switch out my deck, I use a couple of the potions, then I switch the deck back, so I don't have to drop.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, that's useful. But, another thing is, like, the bosses are not hard at all until the very end where they're too hard, and it's like, how did this fucking happen? It's so weird. Like, the bosses are great. The final bosses for Riku, I fucking love them. They're brilliant. Like,
there's so many too. Like, there is so many fucking bosses for Riku. I love it. But there's only I feel like for me there was only one hard one. And once it's the hoodie. Who the fuck is it?
The hoodie?
It's the first one. It's the first difficult boss.
Oh, you think so?
And it's just
Ansem Phase 2 is a fucking
I remember when 2.8 came out, and we were both like, you were just ahead of me on Dream of Distance. You're like, dude, Ansem Phase 2. I'm like, fuck, I don't even remember that. And then I got to it and I was like, I just did that first try. And you're like, what the fuck? I'm like, I just did it first try. Like, for whatever reason, like, maybe I got lucky, because like maybe if I died and then I would have just kept dying, but like I just got it first. I did it
first try this time, and that's only because beforehand I made sure to fully master the Dream Eaters and everything, and I because when I was replaying these games, I wanted to fully work out all of the game systems. So like when I'd already done Chain of Memories, I already know how that worked. But like with Birth by Sleep, I wanted to properly master command melding, and with Dream Drop Distance, I wanted to properly master all the Dream Eaters. So I figured out how abilities worked properly, and which Dream Eaters gave which abilities and everything, and like so I got myself Once More and Second Chance, which. And then Leaf Bracer. And once you have those 3 abilities, you're pretty much fucking set for any of the bosses, because you can't die. Because Second Chance is it Second Chance or Once More? I don't know. One of them is like, you don't die from an attack that would kill you, doesn't kill you, it just takes you down to 1 HP. And the other one is you can't die from a combo. So as long as you don't touch the ground or recover, an attack, like a combo string, cannot kill you. And then you can just cure afterwards. So you can just get through it really easily. But yeah, Ansem Phase 2, the first time I did it, was horrendous.
That's like down that like darkness hallway sort of thing, and you've got to run up and fucking get him. Yeah.
That was such a bitch. But it was
I
great
love the
time.
boss. I love the end of Dream Distance. That whole last world is so good.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I love all those final bosses. I think they're fantastic. They're all made so well. Like, they've all got like especially Young Xehanort. That one's great fun.
The final, yeah.
That's so great, because you have to time all of your like guards properly, and like you've got to use the right attacks, and like he has so many different moves that he uses. I love it. It's brilliant. There's some of the
And
best boss singing.
story-wise, at the end in that last one, like Sora's last cutscene before like he goes to sleep, is so powerful. That's one of my favorite scenes in all of Kingdom Hearts. I remember telling you, I remember like when we were talking about, before you'd ever played Dream Drop Distance, we were talking about favorite Kingdom Hearts moments. I'm like, there's a moment in Dream Drop Distance, and I'm not going to tell you, but it's Sora's moment, like where he sees, when he's talking to Xemnas and he sees, Ventus and Terra and and Aqua and
I love that, and I realized this time, like everything made sense playing them right next to each other and really taking it all in.
You did say things like I don't get how this works, blah blah blah. So what was it?
So it was when you first get to the world that never was, and Sora's going through the world, and he can see Riku and Kairi, and he's like chasing them. When he finally finds them, they become Terra and Aqua, and then he like becomes Ventus. And I didn't realize at the time, but it all made sense that obviously that's Ven's heart sleeping as well inside Sora. And so in his dreams, he can almost access Ven's memories from his heart. And so that's why he sees them there as like them, because obviously Kairi like interacted with Aqua and had her Keyblade wielding ability, and the same for Terra and Riku. And then obviously Sora has Ven's heart. And then you've also got when he sees Xion and Roxas, because he's also got Roxas within him. And that's the whole like message of and he's got Xion in him as well, which is like the whole message of the game is at the end when Riku sees Ansem the Wise on Destiny Island in Sora's heart, you've got Ven, Roxas, and Xion there, and they're like within Sora's heart still, and like Ansem the Wise is like, because Sora's heart is so powerful and his ties to people are so powerful, he can bring these people back potentially, which was it was so great. I love all
that's the story of Kingdom Hearts 3, right? At least to start with, that's the Yensid's mission for him, is to unlock the abilities to bring them back out, unlock the hearts inside his heart, awaken sleeping hearts.
Yeah, and that's great. I can't wait for all that stuff. And I love the in that final scene with Xemnas. Just before that, my favorite line, maybe not in the whole of Kingdom Hearts, maybe I'd have to look at it, but there's a line that's one of my favorites in the whole franchise, which is when he's speaking to Roxas, when he's in his dream and everything, and he says to Roxas something like, "You're like, we're not the same. You're a person just as much as I am, and you deserve to be your own person." And Roxas just says to him in reply, like, "Sora, don't you see? That's why it has to be you." And then he just sort of fades away, and Sora's on his own. And I fucking love that line, because it really encapsulates what Sora is and why he's so special. It's like, he's the hero because he is. Like, he doesn't even get why. He just is so selfless, and he's such, like, his heart is, like, so pure that's why he is the hero, and that's why he's the main character, and that's why he's connected to all of these people, because he is just so selfless without even trying to be. And I love that line from Roxas. I think it's great.
Yeah. There's so many good moments at the end of it. And when Riku becomes a Keyblade Master, and Sora's just so happy for him rather than being disappointed that he wasn't him, sort of thing. And
that's great.
It just, and you see, like, because I replayed the end of 0.2 the other day, just when I was recording, I did that final boss, and I'm like, I'll just sit and watch the whole ending, all the cutscenes and stuff. And there's a couple of lines that I'd kind of missed last time I'd played it that I picked up on, and a couple of good ones was like Riku and Kairi's interaction, and Kairi's like, "Oh, you sound like Sora," and it's like just seeing how far Riku's come, where he's he's changed so much, and who he is now is so crazy compared to who he was from like Kingdom Hearts 1. And then all is so amazing. And it's then you've got Sora, and one of the things Jen Sid says, Sora is like, Xehanort took a lot of power from you when he put you to sleep in Dream Drop Distance and everything, like at the end. So you've already started to feel like you've lost some abilities, and it's like, oh, that's like how they explain why you're level 1 in Kingdom Hearts 3. You know what I mean? Like, you'll start
get all your powers back and level up. So.
because Xehanort took stuff from you in Dream Drop Distance. I'm like, well, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's great. Oh, it's all so fantastic, and I don't know. I like Dream Drop Distance a lot more now after paying attention to everything and really taking it all in. I suppose that comes with a second playthrough of the story, is noticing things you didn't notice before. Everything makes so much sense, and it all like adds up together, and it's just so fucking good. Like, how they write it, it's not in your face. It's never explained directly to you, but everything is explained somewhere. If you look for answers, you'll find it somewhere in Kingdom Hearts, which I love, because you really have to actually think about it. Like, you can't just play the game and they just say to you, this is how this works. They just sort of explain it, like, in the background. And if you're like, I wonder why this means this, and if you really think about it and look for it, it'll make sense and you'll figure it out. And I really like that about Kingdom Hearts, that not a lot of other games do. Not a lot of other stories do, which is great.
Yeah, but there's nothing like it. That's why there's nothing like it. That's why we're so hyped for this shit, man. Because I just don't know what company's done this, has done this well, this consistently, and always maintain the integrity of what the franchise is. And it's like it's all been planned,
Yeah, that's what it feels like, even though it obviously hasn't. There's no way they've... I mean, there must have been a point where Nomura was like, okay, we need to plan
I think
them.
Kingdom Hearts... I think Chain of Memories was the point. Or at least Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
Because Kingdom Hearts 1 to me was Kingdom Hearts 1, and then he had an idea of where to go next, and then, he thought up Chain of Memories, and this Organization 13 or whatever, and I think that's the point then he started developing. I don't think Xehanort was developed until Birth by Sleep.
No, because... Yeah. Also, there's something that I can't put together and I can't figure out. See, after Birth by Sleep, Terra, it's Xehanort, but Terranort, shows up at Radiant Garden again. And then at whatever point... that is the point, right? Just before he shows up in Radiant Garden, that's the point when Ansem, Seeker of Darkness is created, right? On Destiny Islands. Is that not the point where he splits his heart? Because you never see Terranort again. So what happened to him? That's what's always been really confusing to me. Was he only Terranort for a brief moment? Or was he... Because Ansem's apprentice Xehanort doesn't look like Terra at all. Even in future games. And I can't understand who's who. It's always been so fucking confusing to me.
Who does it look like?
No one. It just looks like
Xehanort. It doesn't look like Xemnas. It doesn't look like it looks like young Xehanort?
Kind of, yeah. He's got the same hair. It kind of looks like Xemnas as well a little bit. But Xemnas... This is the thing, right? In Dream Drop Distance, Xemnas always alludes to being Ansem's apprentice. In which case, it makes me think that Xemnas was then. Not Xehanort.
That's what I got a vibe from. It was Xemnas.
But then why does Terranort appear in Radiant Garden? When does his heart split in two?
I thought it already had.
Or is there a point in between? Because you see the beginning... no, there's a point... Is there not a point in Dream Drop Distance when you see him creating the nobodies? I don't fucking remember. That has always really bothered me. Because I haven't been able to.
Yeah, that is definitely the hardest thing to follow. I find is how Xehanort, because there's so many different fucking Xehanorts.
I know it's
that I don't even know.
It's that bit in between,
I can't keep track.
In between Birth by Sleep and
then in Dream Drop Distance, they're like there's multiple of real Xehanort where one's young from a different time and the other's old. It's like what the fuck are you talking about?
Because I suppose those are two different Xehanorts, though, aren't they? Because the old Xehanort is like the new Xehanort after Xemnas and Ansem, because he planned. Because although Ansem and Xemnas were doing their own thing to contribute to Xehanort, ultimately he knew they eventually had to be destroyed so that he could come back, which was the plan. So old Xehanort is Xehanort, but it's a different Xehanort to his original body. It's like he's created two bodies, which can both house the same heart. So you've got young Xehanort, who eventually grows up to be in Birth by Sleep and then become Terranort and then split his heart in two. So there's and then you've got old Xehanort, who's the new body of Xehanort after the Heartless and Nobody were destroyed. And then you've got Syx and bloody all the other ones. There's a few.
All the other... There's 13 of them. There's 13 of them.
There's far too many Xehanorts. Who is the 13th, then?
Have you not gathered that from the trailers? I think it's Roxas.
Do you think so?
That's what I think. Yeah, I do. Because, that's what I think from the trailers have alluded to that. I'm under the impression that Roxas is the 13th Xehanort.
I mean, it was originally meant to be Roxas, wasn't it? Because he says, like, oh, Roxas would have been great, but then he became too self-aware, and so they had to ditch that. And then they tried with Sora, and obviously that was fucked, so they couldn't do that.
Yeah, terrible idea. Hey, terrible idea.
Yeah. But, you know, maybe, I don't know. That's interesting. Because we only know of 12, I think. Don't we?
No, I think I'm certain it's Roxas. That's what I think.
Oh, that'd be interesting. I wonder what they're going to do with that.
Well, you'll find out.
A couple days. And I'll find
couple of days and you'll find out.
Bloody hell.
Well, a couple of days and you'll have the game, and a couple more days and you'll find out. Hopefully it's just a long...
Yeah, hopefully I don't
I'm going to take it slow, man.
the second it comes out.
Yeah. I'm going to take it slow, man.
Yes,
I'm going to take this nice and slow.
I'm going to just... I'm not going to make videos for a while. My next video will be like a Kingdom Hearts thing or something. Like, I'm just going to play Kingdom Hearts. I don't want to have that burden of fucking making videos. I won't be able to focus on, like, I don't know, like a review of the Spider-Man DLCs if I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 3. So,
yeah.
Fuck that.
Well, I mean, you need to... How are you going to pay for rent, bro? How are you going to move into this house if you're not making videos?
Look. I'll be... I don't know. It's not going to take that long. It'll be like 4 days, maybe.
How's that going to change, you reckon, when you like have your own place? Do you reckon it'll make you more serious about making sure you have videos out on certain days?
I think it'll just make me more dedicated. Because I think it'll be like, I've got to do this now. Let's fucking sort this out. And also, I won't have the issue of Elva being in another country, me having to take like time off and figure out like how am I going to get videos out in that time when Elva's visiting and stuff. So I'll just be able to properly work on stuff. I reckon it can only be better.
Yeah, well, she'll go to work and you go to work, and then you know what I mean. Then the day ends, and
exactly
you live your life.
I can properly work during the day, so you know.
I'm so proud of you. I'm crying a little. You're so grown up.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Oh my god, brings tears to my my 3 eyes. Yeah, wow, Kingdom Hearts 3. Fucking hell. Insane. I haven't rewatched Keyback Cover yet. I am gonna do that tomorrow. I'm
going to as well.
What? Yeah.
Because
where are you sitting on that?
What do you mean?
Where are you sitting on that in its relevance?
Yeah.
To 3.
I'm gonna rewatch it probably like
because I think it's hugely relevant.
Because well, leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3, Elva's been playing all of the games. She's nearly done with Dream Drop Distance, so she'll be good to go. Anyways, but so we're gonna watch that like tomorrow, and then we'll do 0.2 together or whatever. But yesterday I watched a video summarizing the whole story of the Unchained Key and Union Cross mobile game, which obviously ties into Keyback Cover, because I was like, I don't really want to leave this open-ended. I kind of want to know all of it, just in case. Just on the off chance any of this is important, I'll know it. I mean, I would assume that if it were important, it would be included in Keyback Cover, so I feel like you could get away with easily just watching Keyback Cover. But I just wanted to be sure that I knew the whole story, and I'm still super fucking confused on it, because it's so... The timeline is... I can't figure it out in my head how long ago this was. Like, the Keyblade War and Daybreak Town and all of that. I can't figure out, was it 100 years ago? Was it 1,000 years ago? I don't know. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
don't think that matters, though, do you?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't think it matters how long ago it happened. It's just like how it all started. It's just how it all started.
Yeah, this is what I said yesterday. Because I was on Discord. I said, I think it's so long ago that the time doesn't matter. I think it's just,
that's what I think too.
It's that long ago that it just doesn't matter how long ago it was. You know, it was the ancient Keyblade War. Like, you know, even Xehanort calls it the ancient Keyblade War when he's a kid in that trailer playing chess with Ericus. So it's got to be a long time ago.
And that's going to be in this game as well. You got to think about that. These flashbacks.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of jumping around between characters, I think.
Potentially, yeah. That's going to be interesting.
I think we'll play as Aqua again, like at some points of the game. Maybe.
That'd be fun.
I think we'll play as multiple characters throughout this.
Yeah, I do think so as well. I feel like we will. But yeah, watching this Unchained Key stuff, there's a little bit of time travel involved. as well. There's also 2 different versions of events as well, which is a bit odd.
What?
So, like, let me see if I can just quickly summarize. So, the events happen in Key Back Cover, and that's all good with the traitor and stuff. Then you've got these other side characters that don't really matter. Basically, the end happens where the Keyblade War happens, and then the foretellers are all, like, fucked off. I don't know where they've gone. They might be dead. Nobody knows.
All the masters, you mean, like?
Yeah, like the 5 foretellers, and then Luciu is somewhere. We don't know where Luciu is. He's just
Hopefully
got that
dead as
Keyblade
fuck.
whatever.
Yeah.
But so the Keyblade War happens, and then you've got 5 new Union leaders, which is like 2 of the characters that were already in the Key games. But then you've also got this other guy who's got like this weird hat on and stuff. But then Ventus shows up, and the Somebody of Marluxia, and they're both Union leaders. After the Keyblade War.
What?
Yeah, so it's a bit weird, and they don't really explain why Ventus is there, but it's very clearly it's Ventus, and so they like put all of the dandelions into this sleeping realm, where basically they replay or relive the whole of the events leading up to the Keyblade War. Only this time, in this reality, the Keyblade War doesn't happen, and that's a thing. And you've got this story of these new Union leaders trying to like lead the world and stuff, and I don't really know what's going on. It's really strange. And then the secret ending to Kingdom Hearts Key, the original one, was like bloody Maleficent shows up in Enchanted Dominion, but it's not just Maleficent like from that time. It's Maleficent from after, like, recoded, like modern day Maleficent as like time travel back into her old body to be back there. It's so fucking weird. And there's like this mysterious
none of that makes any
darkness.
sense.
It's confused the fuck out of me. I think if they ever reference any of it in Kingdom Hearts 3, I think I'll be able to make sense of it more. But it's almost like this incomplete story. And it's interesting because in Birth by Sleep, it's like Ventus was, before he shows up in the Land of Departure because Xehanort brings him there, he was Xehanort's apprentice for a time. He just doesn't remember any of that. And Xehanort tried to like bring the darkness out of him, and then when he split his heart to bring out Vanitas, Ventus doesn't remember anything before that point. Whether when he was Xehanort's apprentice he can remember the events of Kingdom Hearts Key, I don't know. But I don't know what he's doing all the way back there. It's really odd.
I can see why the Tman's fucked up for you.
Yeah, it's really fucking confused me because he looks the same as well. Like, I don't know. He's got to be special in some way. He's probably got to be very special if he's somehow there, and he also doesn't age at all. And he was like, you know, he was the key to making the Keyblade in Birth by Sleep as well.
So it wouldn't be that like Ventus is like the youngest version of Xehanort?
I mean, anything goes in Kingdom Hearts. I have no fucking
clue.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying, like, he was Xehanort's Ventus, like, at the youngest point, and that's why, like, future Xehanort tried to bring the darkness out to kind of create who he would become, like this ultra version of himself, and that's why, like,
maybe. I mean, I do not know. There could be any reason why Ventus is there. Just knocking about in Daybreak Town, you know, hundreds of years before he shows up in Birth by Sleep, because it's got to be well over 100 years, because young Xehanort calls it the ancient Keyblade War, so it's even ancient to him. Like, and he's got to be like, I don't know, he's like 70 or something in Birth by Sleep, surely. So you know, if 60 years ago he's calling it the ancient Keyblade War, it's got to be hundreds of years ago. And Ventus is there. Yeah, I don't know. Whether that'll be a point in Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't know. But if it is, I feel that they'll explain it in Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. So you won't have to have the knowledge of the mobile games. I doubt. Because that would be mental if they made you play mobile games to get that story. So I think if it's relevant, they'll explain it to Sora in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay. I'm going to drop a couple of quick fire questions at you about Kingdom Hearts 3. Predictions questions.
Okay.
And you just give me whatever first comes in, whatever you feel, straight up.
Okay.
First one. Will we see Castle Oblivion in Kingdom Hearts 3?
Definitely.
Definitely. Will we see the three characters of Birth by Sleep, Aqua, Terra, Ventus, reunite together, fully formed?
No.
Okay. Will we see Sora or Riku die in Kingdom Hearts 3?
Possibly.
Okay. Will we see all the worlds come back together in the end and create what was in Keyback cover like a one world?
Maybe, but I'm leaning towards no.
Okay. Will... okay, this is a more... how do I phrase this? Of the... Will Xehanort be defeated completely?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Will we see in the secret endings or whatever a setup to the next Kingdom Hearts game?
Maybe. I mean, I don't think it'll be in the same sense that we've had secret endings in previous Kingdom Hearts games, but I think there'll be a thing. Maybe a very vague thing. I don't know. Like, that can be picked up in any way, rather than a clear direction for the future.
Sure. Okay. Just like some sort of teaser to something.
Just a small teaser, whether it be something relating to, the darkness, or I don't know, who knows. Could be completely wrong though.
I'm trying to think of another prediction question. Will we see... I'm trying to think how I phrase this. So we know there's Twilight Town. We know there's... Radiant Garden will be in there for sure.
Yeah.
Land of Departure.
Maybe?
Is it Castle Oblivion? Yeah, maybe.
We'll see Castle Oblivion, but will we see Land of Departure though? Maybe.
Naminé is in the cover of Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, she's on the artwork because they've got all the main ones.
Yeah. What
do you think Naminé's role will be in this? We haven't really ever talked about her.
Tell you, do you think she'll become a person? Because we always talk about Roxas. What about Naminé though? Do you think she'll become a person? Because she's with Kairi now.
Yeah. Well, she's Kairi's nobody, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you think she'll become a real person along with Roxas?
I
if Sora's got this power to like bring back anyone he wants, then it could make sense that he'd be able to access Kairi's heart too.
Is this okay? How about this? Is this Sora's last game?
Ooh.
Because we know they're going to make more Kingdom Hearts games. I've already said this. This is the end. This is the last game in Xehanort's saga.
Yeah.
There won't be any more Heartless after this. Like, whatever they make next will be completely kind of new.
Yeah.
Will this be Sora's last game?
I think... part of me is like... If it's completely new, then yeah, I guess it will be Sora's last game. Although I think he'll be important to future stories. I don't think they'll forget these characters. But as the protagonist, probably yeah. I reckon if they're going to go... moving forward, if there's... But that depends, right? Because because the way I look at it, I'm like, oh, it's the end of the Xehanort saga. Does that mean that that story closed and they'll tell a new story? Or does that just mean this is that story done now for Sora? And now there's another story that Sora will have to engage in moving forward. Yeah. Because maybe Xehanort's not the only darkness that he's going to have to fight. Maybe there'll be a new enemy.
Correct.
Like plenty of, games and TV shows and stuff do that, where like you've got one big villain for a really long time, the hero defeats them, then in a little bit there's another villain for the hero.
It's like Thanos. It's like Thanos right now in the MCU, and then there's still going to be more Avengers movies after they defeat Thanos. Yeah,
and although some major characters die, not all of them do. And they'll engage in the next big battle. So, you know what? Yeah, I don't think it is Sora's last game. I think Sora will continue. I think Sora is the central point to the Kingdom Hearts franchise. I think he could die, And if he did, because I'm making this prediction now, and then if it turns out that Sora does die or Sora's not a future character, it's gonna be like, you were wrong, James, and now what you've said is stupid. But I think
you're an idiot.
I think there is possibility, and it makes sense to go either way. But in my head, I see Sora as this really important central character, and I don't think there could be anyone else like him. I feel like he's too important that if you get rid of Sora, you sort of get rid of Kingdom Hearts, because if his story's done, the story is done. Like, you can't just do this. And he is still young, else. Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Like, you could make the next game a dark and gritty game where he's like 30 and he's got a beard.
Oh, the rogue of Kingdom Hearts.
The darkest chapter in the Kingdom Hearts franchise.
Well, it'd be like God. Keyblade Master Sora, or maybe you play as like a Sora's apprentice, and Sora kind of becomes a master and trains people, the next generation.
The issue would have to be that Sora's apprentice would have to be just as special as Sora if you're playing as him. Because, like, Sora's important because of the way his heart is linked and stuff.
A different way.
What if it's Sora's son?
Yes.
That would make sense, because he's a
direct daughter,
descendant.
Because women.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Fucking idiot.
Gender neutral. It's, you know, they can decide.
You don't have a choice. You have to partake in this relationship and have this baby. No, guys, you can't make Sora fuck Riku. He has to fuck Kairi and have a kid.
Classic.
Do you think... Okay, this is the... Would be the... Would the biggest twist be... Then let's say the next. This is a bit of a weird. This is a bit of a. I don't know. Riku survives. Kairi survives. Sora dies. But then you play as like Riku and Kairi had a kid.
Ugh. The fuck. That'd be so weird. Imagine Riku doing that to his boy. Why would you do that? Your mate is dead, and you get with Kairi. He shares the Palpu. No, I can't see them doing that. That'd be really odd. I feel like,
I don't know, bro.
I feel like if anyone's dying, Riku's dying. I feel like it's the perfect completion to his arc to have him die.
Yeah. For Sora.
Yeah. That'll make sense.
But then Sora brings him back with love.
He cries a bit and he's like, I love Riku. And then he appears again. And he's like, oh, Sora, you did it. And Sora's like...
That would be the worst.
Whoa.
Because that's just the... to Frozen, the worst Disney movie ever. Fucking shit.
What if it all happens in what if Frozen is the final world in Kingdom Hearts 3? That's where the final battle happens, is in Frozen. And then he brings him back with love.
Yeah, Olaf becomes the Heartless, whatever the fuck the snowman's name is.
Yeah, Olaf becomes a Heartless. That'd be great.
He's the final boss. He's the 13th member of the Xehanort.
Oh god, no, it's fucking Eeyore.
Oh yeah,
of course. Movie was
Eeyore.
Canon. It's Eeyore. He's the 13.
Yes. I am with you though. I'm actually kind of leaning towards this is not Sora's last game.
Yeah, I don't think so. I feel.
Is it Sora, Donald, and Goofy's last game?
Nah.
Do you think they can do a Sora game with no Donald and Goofy next?
Well, they did it in Dream Drop Distance.
Yeah, but you knew that in 3 that we're gonna have Donald and Goofy. You know what I mean? Like you knew in the main games.
The thing is, I see no reason for Sora, Donald, and Goofy not to be together. It would be weird. It makes no sense, especially since Square aren't allowed to kill Disney characters. So
are they not allowed to kill Disney characters?
No,
okay,
especially Mickey, Donald, and Goofy. They're not allowed.
I didn't know that was a rule. I did not know that. Actually,
they're not. But obviously the villains can die, but not. They can't die. Like
yeah, sure.
But only if they were defeated like in the movie as well. Like
yeah.
So yeah. Sora, Donald and Goofy can't die. Imagine if they died. Imagine if that happened. See, if they were allowed, they'd be dead. Because
Goofy died in 2.
That scene is still so funny because it's so fucking dramatic as well. He gets hit on the head and he is dead. Like, he looks dead. And Donald is crying and Mickey throws his robes off. and he like runs to fight all these Heartless. Is so only in Kingdom Hearts can they do something like that. It was amazing.
Do so over dramatic, and then it just be false alarm.
Goofy comes back and he's like, "Hey everyone." Oh man,
So funny.
That was brilliant.
Classic Kingdom Hearts.
I do feel like, though, even though I don't think Donald and Goofy will die because they can't, I feel like in that final battle, I can imagine that maybe at the end point, Sora's been knocked down, like he's like fully like out of strength, and maybe Donald and Goofy are as well, and maybe they could use like, you know, their power together could like with Sora and their bond that they have, maybe that gives Sora the strength. Also, do you think that we will see Sora fully like in Keyblade armor in this game?
No.
You don't think so? I feel like we might.
No, I don't. Do you?
I feel like we might.
No, I think there will be some sort of Sora form. That makes sense to me.
Sora form.
There'll be some sort of ultimate Keyblade Master Sora like moment, and then we battle Xehanort. Like, I think everyone will be down. I think when it comes down to the last battle, Riku will be down, Mickey will be down, like not dead, but you know what I mean, like just like out,
everyone's
out of commission. It'll just be Sora, and it'll just be Xehanort.
Yeah, I think so too. I want to see him with that Keyblade armor though. Maybe not a helmet, but like I would love to see him look like a fully realized like Keyblade Master that looks like he was from like, you know, the old times where they had those Keyblade Masters, like Birth by Sleep. Yeah, I just think it would look fucking sick. If they could have like
I'm not that fussed on it. I'm not that fussed on it. Yeah, maybe. I'd like to see some sort of form, just like some sort of special drive form that's like just for the ending.
Yeah.
And it like has a bit of armor to it, but not like a full on just armor, like a bit of the like his normal robes. Like, because I love just the Sora outfits.
Yeah. I agree with that. Because, I mean, you've got all those different outfits that he wears for when you do the Keyblade transformations and stuff. Like, his outfit will change, like, have different symbols on it, or, like, change color a bit. So maybe they do that for the ending. That'll be a special one just for the ending, where you've got, like, a special Keyblade that has special abilities. What if you use the Keyblade? Do you think that'll be a thing? Do you think they'll forge the Keyblade?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Do you think
Sora
they will
forge
use it?
Yes, I do.
That would be
or Xehanort
awesome.
will use it, and you'll still beat him anyway. It'll be one of the two.
Yeah, I really want Sora to use it. That would be so fucking sick. Like, because I fucking love Sora. He's so great. Like that. Yeah. Like, this is really gonna be that. Like, seeing him in that final battle fighting Xehanort is gonna be crazy. Like, because he's come so far just from being on his little island, you know, years ago to being at this point. Like, he's such a great character. They're also fucking great. It's going to be insane.
Oh, it'd be cool to just kind of play as a, you know, jump between everyone. Play as like Riku and play as Aqua and...
Yeah, do you think in the final battle, they'll make you switch between each of the, like, Keepers of Light? And do a
Yeah, I do. No, maybe not all of them. I don't think you'll play as Kyrie or Lee, for example.
Okay.
God,
I'd like to play as Lee. That'd be fun.
I think you'll only really play as
Sora,
who you've already played as
Riku, Aqua,
throughout
Mickey.
No,
you don't think so?
No. I don't think you'll play as Mickey.
It'll be.
I know. I understand. I understand that. Yeah, no, I understand that.
You can do that Pearl attack. You can spam that, maybe. That'd be great.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be Sora, Riku, Aqua, potentially Terra, and Ventus. That's it. No one else.
Oh, but so who are going to be the Keepers of Light in this? Because there's only 7, right?
Yes, 7 Keepers of Light. So you've got Sora, Riku, Mickey is 3.
Sora,
Kyrie
Riku,
and Lee is
Mickey.
5.
Kyrie, Lee. Sora, Aqua.
Yeah, hopefully. She's not naughted.
Sora, Riku, Kyrie, Lee, Mickey.
And then Ventus?
Aqua. And yeah, I guess Ventus.
And Terra's just kind of nowhere to be seen?
Terra,
or is he...
Terra doesn't count, because Xehanort even says in Dream Drop Distance, he says, one of your lights is now one of my darknesses. He's talking about Terra. So...
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that doesn't count. Oh, that'd be cool though to see Aqua fight Terranort though.
Well, that's what you'd want. That's the move, right? Like if you have a battle with Aqua at the end, like it would be against Terranort.
Yeah.
And if you had Riku, I think it has to be, even though we've seen it a million times, it has to be against Ansem.
Mm. Yeah.
Has to be against Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. And if you get I guess if you played as Ventus, who would you battle? Like Vanitas again?
Probably, yeah.
But it's just, again, same. But I feel like we're retreading.
Maybe, but it makes sense, doesn't it? Because they've like got the most connection. It would make sense. It'd be weird if like you were fighting like Xemnas as Ventus, and like Sora fights fucking Zigbar or something. Like it's just like why those characters? They don't fit together.
Yeah.
But maybe it doesn't.
I mean, you could play.
Like
you could play as Lee fighting Roxas.
Oh no.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I went there.
No.
Yeah, I went there. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awful.
Yeah.
No, I can't deal with that. What if they do something with that winner stick from 358? I feel like that's got to come into play at some point, surely. As a little emotion.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe like Shion comes in like.
Oh god.
You play as Shion against Roxas. Could be Shion against Roxas.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. What if they like all? What if that's the form that makes Sora powerful? Is all of his pieces that are like him, like Ventus, Roxas, Shion, and Sora sort of join, so they've got sort of using all their power in one thing.
Yeah. Well, it could be that they die, and then they Sora I don't know, takes on their hearts again. Oh, he's already got their hearts, but they're like awake hearts, not their sleeping hearts.
Yeah, potentially. There's so many ways it could go, and we could be completely wrong about this final battle and how everything happens.
Yeah,
we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see.
My God. Yeah, this is I can't wait. I cannot wait. This is everything. Everything.
Yeah.
In 48 hours. Less than 48 hours.
Yeah.
In 48 hours, I will be playing it, and it'll be a few hours in.
Yeah, in 48 hours, I'll be playing it. That's crazy.
It's so beautiful. All right. Is there anything else Kingdom Hearts 3 wise?
I don't think so. I feel like we've fully covered a lot of ground there.
Yeah, that's fine. I love talking about Kingdom Hearts. I can't wait to talk about it once we've played it. And then we can just be like, yeah, but this, how good's this, how good's that?
I wonder how close our predictions will be to the final game, because I went back and listened to us talking about Red Dead Redemption 2, and we're very close. Like, everything we both said came very, very close.
Do you know, I'll tell you what, do you know why this, like, I was thinking about this today, I'm like, what is it about Red Dead Redemption 2 that sometimes I feel a bit like, why was I so happy when God of War beat it? Like, of Game of the Year, I was so I was like, yes, God of War won. Even though, like, I love Red Dead Redemption 2 so much, and I like the story of Red Dead Redemption 2 better. It's the most important story, is my favorite, it's not the most important, but it's my favorite storyline in a game, was the second Red Dead. Like, the script was. Like, what was it? And I'm like, I'll tell you what, I've never had a game where I wanted very specific things from the game, and that game gave me exactly what I asked for. Literally exactly what I asked for. To the point where I'm almost like, nah. I felt like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, this is almost too much of what I wanted. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I have this weird feeling of like, Red Dead Redemption 2 is too much of what I wanted. There was no surprises. Like, it happened literally exactly as I said it would happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. I guess.
It happened literally exactly what I thought would happen happened. There was no surprise in Red Dead Redemption 2 when I think about it.
There was, though. There was plenty of surprises, I think. Plenty of, like, twists and turns. I think it was just that epilogue was... I mean, even the epilogue to me was a surprise, because although we talked about what we wanted, I didn't think they would do it, and I didn't think they'd do it exactly as we said they would do it. So to me, that was why it was so good, because I didn't think they would do it, but they did do it, and it was perfect.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I
So
agree.
that's
But it was almost
you know,
too perfect. It was so perfect that it was
yeah,
too
I don't know
perfect.
if I agree there, but sure, I guess.
I don't know. I just have this weird feeling about it sometimes. When I think about it, I'm like, what is it about it that it rubs me sometimes when I think about it the wrong way? I was like, that's just exactly what I thought it was going to be. In every way, in a perfect way. It's all I wanted. It was everything I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
So why am I not happy?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, sometimes when I think about it, I'm a little bit like that. But I don't think that's the reason for me. I think it's more because, I don't know, it's almost kind of depressing to think about, to be honest. Because, yeah, I don't like thinking about the story of Red Dead Redemption, to be honest. Because
Why?
Red Dead Redemption 2 ended so well, but also I know the outcome of everything that happens. It's just fucking depressing, to be honest, to think about any of it. Everyone fucking dies, and it's horrible, and it's sad, and I don't like it, but I also really love it.
Yeah, and that's why I think the other thing about Red Dead Redemption 2 is like by making Red Dead Redemption 2, you could have never made it, right? And Red Dead Redemption 1 is Red Dead Redemption 1. Sure, there's like these stories you hear about with the past and you have questions about the future, but at the end of the day, you're like, well, I mean, it was a self-contained story and it has a beginning, it has a middle, it has an end. When you make Red Dead Redemption 2, I now have to get 3. Like you can't then make. We've finished the story of John Marston. The next story will be Red Dead Revelations, and it'll be about this character and this. I was nothing. You know what I mean?
Revelations.
Yeah, Red Dead Revolution, Red Dead something or other. Like you could, like I'm like you can't do that now. I have to get Red Dead Redemption 3, and I want the sequel. What happens after? Because that's where questions are.
I don't agree. I think the story is perfectly.
I agree with
I think it's perfect. Well, I'd hope so. To me, Jack's ending is perfect. I just think it's the perfect ending to a horrible, tragic story. I don't need to know what happens next. I think it's left exactly as I would like it to end. I would almost be disappointed if they continued the story because although I want to know what happens next, I don't want them to tell me. I like where it's at, to be honest.
Do you think, based on how much they clearly care about this story, that that's what they will do though next?
No.
You don't think they will do that next? You don't think they'll do Red Dead Redemption 3 next?
No. I don't think so. If they do, thing is, right, if they do it, I know it will be amazing, and I will end up changing my mind and being like, "No, I did need this."
Because they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it because for the sake of doing it, though. No, you know, if they did it, it would be because they had a story.
Yeah. Definitely.
I just need something happier than the way. Like, I just need some sort of redemption for everything.
Look, as much as I would love it,
it's not just like I don't need redemption for Jack. I need Jack to get redemption for everyone and everything.
I don't. I like that it's a tragic story, and that no one gets redemption, and everything's for nothing.
I mean, they all get. I like that the whole point of it was for nothing.
Yeah, but I like that because it's like the whole thing of like in Red Dead Redemption 2, like as much as Arthur is striving to make everything right, and he has this whole concept of no, don't take revenge, and everything. They still both do it, and it ruins everything, and everything's fucked up, and everything is for absolutely nothing. And as much as that's horrible, it's really good. And I don't really want it to be fixed. I feel like it would be weird if, in the end, Jack ends up having a happy life, and like remembering all of his mates, and like, I don't know. Like, what would Jack even do?
I mean, bring in Sadie. You have a bounty hunter game. Yeah, like it's not set in the West. Obviously, it's too far ahead. But you can make a bounty hunter game.
Maybe, I don't know. It'd have to be really good. And if they were going to do it, of course it would be. So
yeah,
if they announced it and that was what they were doing, I have no doubts that it would be exactly what I needed and didn't know I needed. So either way, it's a win-win to me.
Yeah, the only other option, if they just did it's a different game completely. I think the next game's in Australia. I think.
Oh yeah, you talked about this.
Yeah.
And I said, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, it's the only game you could do in Australia that wouldn't be shit. Yeah. because we were the only other country that had that sort of culture, that Western culture in that time period. Well, like in the late, in the second half of the 19th century. But we didn't have cowboys. We had cowboys, but they weren't called cowboys. They were called bushrangers. But it was the same sort of, and way more, different sort of landscape, but it's the same sort of landscape in a weird way. Like it's just harsh landscape, harsh bushland, desert, and lots of wildlife, and the people are very similar, and a lot of crime, and it's the only other place you go. There's no cowboys in England then, you know what I mean? Like there's nowhere else you can do it. You have America and Mexico, and then you have Australia. That's it. It's your only options.
Yeah.
And I think if you're going to go somewhere else and have a different setting, and not do a Jack Red Dead Redemption 3 game, I think Australia's the move. And they mentioned Australia so much in Red Dead Redemption 2. It's weird. In the online, they mentioned it a lot. They even bring in the full immersion mission Ned Kellyama, which is the most famous Australian folk story of all time. There's just things I'm like sitting there like,
But if they were then would they not want to have saved like a story, like something like that for a game if they were setting it in Australia? Rather than introducing that into a small little bit in the online?
No, because I don't think you'd really have that in Australia. Because the thing about that is a singular moment that happened once in our history.
Yeah, but couldn't it?
And it's a real story. It's a real folk story.
Couldn't that be the end of the game though, or something?
No, because then no. Because like Red Dead Redemption isn't a true story.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want them to make. You don't want to make. I don't want to see Ned Kelly in Red Dead Redemption 3. I just want to see a story set in Australia.
But
it's like an Easter egg.
Oh, but that's okay. They didn't mention his name though in Red Dead Redemption 2's online.
No, they didn't.
No, so he doesn't actually exist, but it's like just a little Easter egg. So
they just said it's an armor from we got it from Australia. Like that's what they say.
Okay. They also mention Australia a lot in the Dutch talks about it. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna go to Australia, or we're gonna go to Tahiti."
The people are just like us, and that's what he mentions about Australia. The people are just like us down there. They live like us. Blah blah blah. Blah. It's like, well, yeah. During that time, it was like that, and ended the same way for those bushrangers. They all got killed or hung.
Yeah, well, that'd be a good setting. I'd be into that.
It'd be fucking incredible. Yeah, and it would be the same sort of. You can have the same sort of vibe. It wouldn't be tonally different at all.
It'd be a bit different, surely.
Yeah, it'd be a bit different, but it wouldn't be like you could still have the same sort of grit stories, because it is just, I'd love to see it. I'd absolutely love to see it. At some point, I want a Jack game next. Personally, that's what I want to happen next.
I really don't.
That's what I want. I want a third game. Let's keep it going. Because I want a game in this. I want a game in this.
Better than Red Dead 2. Don't listen to him. Don't.
So does the world apparently in one game of the year.
Yeah, they're all wrong.
They're all wrong. I just after playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and having this tragic end where it's like, well, there was no, you knew how it was going to end in Red Dead Redemption 2. You just kind of knew. There was no, surprises to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. It's a perfect story and everything. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that I would love to have this story that I care so much about continued, where I don't know almost exactly how it's going to end.
Sure.
To have the experience of I'm hyped up, characters I love, playing as them again, sweet, but I have no clue what's going to happen because there's no expectation for what's going to happen. Anything can happen.
No, yeah.
Whereas whereas with Red Dead Redemption 2, I said, if I'm going to love this game, these things have to happen for me to like this game.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't happen, I will be very pissed off. Whereas with Red Dead Redemption 3, I'm going to go and they can do whatever they want. It doesn't matter. And I'll trust that it'll be good, sort of thing. That'd be the difference. Everything would be a surprise. Everything would happen the way they want it to happen, that, you'd trust it would be done really well. But it doesn't have to be the way I want it to happen. It can still be a super tragic ending anyway, where Jack falls into it and dies at the end, and it's all tragic. It can still be that, but I didn't see it coming. I didn't know for sure it was going to happen. Whereas certain things, I don't really want to speak full spoilers yet about Red Dead Redemption 2, just in case, but there's things I knew that would happen. And if they didn't happen, what the fuck was the point? But they did happen because, of course, they had to happen.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe.
That's
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know
either. Like I said, if they do it, then I'm not going to be into it because I know it'll be good. But if they don't do it, I don't care because to me it's perfect as it is.
Yeah, I don't know. You just have... Yeah, I don't know. It's, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. It is perfect in a lot of ways as it is, with the way Jack's story ended. And yeah, I know. It's just sad. It's so sad. Is all. That's all it is.
It is.
And I don't like
I
it.
like that. I like it being sad.
Yeah, I guess so. I just like happiness and joy.
I love sadness.
But yeah. So am I. Speaking of sadness, and pure despair, EA and Star Wars has been a big topic of discussion.
Pure despair, yeah. EA and Star Wars. Yep, that is how
I think that's a fair assessment. It's been in the news recently because EA cancelled yet another Star Wars game.
Yeah, they did.
An open world Star Wars RPG.
It was that Visceral one, right? That already got cancelled and changed, and they closed down Visceral, moved it to, was it EA Vancouver? And then they were making it to like a open world thing because they thought that was better, and then they cancelled it anyway. So just wasted a lot of people's time. A lot of people, obviously, Visceral lost their fucking job. But that's fine. EA do what they want.
In the last 6 years, EA has had Star Wars that made 2 shit Battlefront games. That's it. Nothing else.
Oh, don't forget Galaxy here at War. What is it? That mobile game?
What?
What? You not played it? You not played the best Star Wars game ever?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
I missed it.
Empire of War? Oh, fuck. I don't fucking know. I don't know shit. Shit mobile.
Too busy playing Fortnite, the best game.
Fortnite. Yeah, but
no.
EA.
What,
EA. I don't know
how do you
what
feel now? How? Yeah. What are your thoughts now?
I think
what would you do if you were Disney? If you were Disney, what would you do right now with Star Wars?
Disney. Oh, I just look at who are the best game developers out there, and then I'd be like, let's get them to make, or ask them, do you want to make a Star Wars game? Look at all the Sony studios that there are. I'm sure plenty of them would love to make Star Wars games. I mean, Marvel got bloody Insomniac to make Spider-Man. Why can't they look at a studio like that and be like, can you make us a Star Wars game? And then let them do it. Make them do a really good job. There's plenty of studios. I can't think of any specifically off the top of my head. I mean, I think of things like Naughty Dog, but I don't think they would take that. I think if they were asked, do you want to make a Star Wars game? To me, I feel like Naughty Dog would turn it down. What do you think?
I mean, I tend to agree with you in the sense of I do think Naughty Dog probably would turn it down as well.
If you got like
I do because I think because they don't need it. They don't need to. Naughty Dog don't need Star Wars.
No.
And they know what they could do with it, but they don't need... It'd be way more challenging than maybe it necessarily needed to be. They'd rather challenge themselves in terms of pushing how games can be made rather than pushing how a Star Wars game can be made into a Naughty Dog game, if that makes sense.
And I don't think they want to be tied to a huge company like Disney either. I don't think they want that.
No. They like their freedom, and they're given their freedom by Sony because they make the best games on Earth.
So you'd really need a situation like Spider-Man PS4 where you've got a Sony studio maybe, get them to work on it, or something like that, or maybe like a Microsoft one. I don't know, because you've got like Insomniac made Spider-Man. I guess you could do something like that, Say what you will about whether it be Activision or Ubisoft or something, they would have made more Star Wars games. They just would have made more. Would they have been good? I don't know. But I'm just saying, they wouldn't have cancelled 1 million Star Wars games and put out 2 shit Battlefront games.
Yeah. Ubisoft would have put out 17 shit games, but like they would have fucking tried their hardest to pump out Star Wars.
They would have been.
They'd
like
have Star Wars every
Odyssey.
5 minutes.
They would have just every game will be an RPG.
Yeah.
Like a fucking pseudo RPG. Oh, have you seen Far Cry New Dawn is an RPG now? They've got hit points and stuff. It looks just like Odyssey. It's really funny.
I thought it was like DLC for 5. I didn't realize like it was actually just a full.
It's like a primal, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
One of those in between shit games that are in between the already shit games. So.
Well, I heard Primal was like better than like Far Cry 4 and 5.
No, it's shit. People just say that. You can't trust these fucking Ubisoft fans. Far Cry has been shit since 2013. The last good game they made was Far Cry 3. The rest suck.
I tried 4. I really wanted to like 4. I just never
so did I.
couldn't get into it. I just couldn't get into it. Did you finish 4?
No, I played it for 3 hours and then I never touched it again because I had no.
Probably the same here.
There was nothing in me going, "Oh, you should play Far Cry 4." I was like, "No."
Yeah.
Just don't need to do it.
Yeah.
Far Cry 5 was shit as well. I never finished that.
Well, I didn't make the mistake of buying Far Cry 5. Yeah, Far Cry 4 was the last Far Cry I bought.
I bought Far Cry 5 twice.
Okay, man. Like, how does that even fucking happen? What do you mean you bought it twice? So what does that even mean?
I bought it on PC. And then I realised I didn't really want to play it on PC, so I just bought it on Xbox. I don't really remember doing it, but I know I did do it. Like, I know it happened, because I have 2 copies. But I know I wouldn't do it now, but it happened. So there's that. I also got the gold edition, so I've got all the DLC if that happens, but there you go.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, in regards to Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
I think it's pretty unfucking believable that Disney are still like obviously we don't know the agreement, but they're still just with them.
I know, they need to do something about
it. I honestly thought EA was a good choice. Like I know EA is fucked and everything, but I thought they would at the very least pump games out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I thought, are they going to make the best games? I don't know, but they're going to make a variety of Star Wars games. There'll be first-person shooters, there'll be RPGs, there'll be open world, and they'll get them out. What I did not expect was them to just not make any.
They made 2 and they're both shit.
Yeah, like I liked Battlefront 2 a lot better than the first one. The first one I hated. I hate Battlefront 1.
Battlefront 2 is still shit, though.
Yeah, it's not great, is it? Like I hate the multiplayer. I enjoyed the camp. I enjoyed the campaign, but it's 2 hours, so it's not really.
And then, I guess I expected BioWare would do a lot with the Star Wars brand and would make a success to KOTOR. Did you would EA not think, oh, this highly successful Star Wars game, why don't we get BioWare to do that again? I just don't understand what was going through their fucking heads. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's who is running that company? They don't understand video games and what people want from video games. They just don't get it. I don't understand how it got this bad.
They're just taking baths in that FIFA money. They don't need to worry about anything else.
At least they're not like
they're
Ubisoft,
like, you mean we have the highest selling game franchise on earth? Yeah, cool. Keep talking. What are you doing now?
That's fair, but at least they're not like Ubisoft, where they see one game is successful and they make every game that, because every game would just be FIFA then. I mean, to be fair, they did try and kind of do that, didn't they, with the Battlefront, with all the different packs of cards and stuff, because they saw that sold well in FIFA, I suppose.
And I bet it sells well. I bet they make billions of dollars from it. What was it last? They made like $3 billion from microtransactions like the other year. Last year, either 2017 or 2018.
That's disgusting.
They made
far too much money to make.
They made obscene amounts of money.
God,
obscene amounts
of money. You're
money.
selling for full price, and then you're also making an additional $3 billion off of microtransactions.
Dude, there's a comedian, Bobby Lee. I've talked about him before. I listen to his podcast, Tiger Belly, and he is the type of guy. He plays games like Destiny and shit, but he'll play like weird games like Stardew Valley and Sim City, and he's like, I've spent at least, I think he said on Sim City, I've spent $10,000 of real money on like extras. DLC microtransactions. And people are like, how the fuck did you spend $10,000? He's like, I don't know, but my city's the best. Like that's like, I'm like, what? Like people spend money, but like you think, yeah, but he's famous, he has money. I mean, I guess kind of, but there's people out there that don't have money, but they spend the money.
Yeah.
They spend all the money they have on
doing that.
Microtransactions. Yeah, well, fucking,
you're
a normal person, you're not a fucking idiot.
Except for that one, twice. That one time where I bought Helix credits by mistake in Unity when I was streaming, and also that other time where leveling up in Odyssey was so hard I bought the XP boost when I was streaming because I wanted to get the game done that night.
Oh my god, you make me sick.
I know, I'm so sorry.
You make me fucking sick. It's not even that hard to level. I don't even understand why it was so hard for everyone to level. Like, I was always so over-leveled. I was always so over-leveled.
But you try and 100% everything. So you were going around you were completing everything. Whereas I wasn't doing that. I was just trying to blitz through the story. And I got to the end where I was trying to take out the cultists, and I just wasn't a high enough level to kill the cultists. So I was like, I need to fucking level up, and it was taking me hours. And so I was like, fuck it. I'll buy the XP boost.
Yeah.
I regret it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I did that to you. But to be fair, everyone was encouraging me to do it. Like, I was losing my mind, and I was like, maybe I'll buy the XP boost. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, do it. Fucking do it. And then as soon as I did it, everyone was like, you cunt. And I'm like, you fucking told me to do it. I can't help it. But
don't even talk to me. Don't even talk to me. I don't even know.
I'm sorry.
But anyway, in terms of just back to the topic at hand of Star Wars, if I was Disney, you've got to handle it directly. You can't just give the license to a company and let them do it. You need to handle it directly. You go to specific studios to do it individually. You have your plan to the types of games you want. You're like, I want a first-person shooter. I'm going to go to this developer. I want an RPG. We go to this developer. I want a linear story game. I go to this developer. They've got to have some sort of team, some sort of division that manages the franchise in a game sense. Manages the license in Lucasfilm. That's what I think.
I agree. That makes sense to me.
Now, unless you want to talk about Assassin's Creed, there's nothing really else on the list.
Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. What is the topic?
If you want to talk about the DLC controversy, because Ubisoft's trying to like fix the fucking Legacy of the First Blade bullshit.
We can talk about it briefly, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't played the DLC, so I don't know. Like, I know you're forced to have a kid. I watched your reaction to it. I thought it was hilarious. Then I watched Ethan's reaction to like the reveal of the baby, and that was hilarious. Like, I just watched that for a laugh, and I'm like, that's fucking funny. Like, Ethan's just like, oh my god, okay, and you just were like, what?
I was just so confused. I was just like, because everyone in the chat was telling me like, this is really funny. I didn't laugh at all. I was just really confused as to what was going on. It was terrible fucking writing. The whole ending felt like a fan fiction gone wrong. It was so fucking jarring. And then you've got Darius doing the leap of faith, which is just horrific.
Hilarious.
And you've got Cassandra commenting on, oh, I've done it from higher, so it's now also canon. So do you know what's more funny to me? Not just Darius doing the leap of faith and breaking canon, but it's now canon that Cassandra did the leap of faith, because before you could be like, oh, it's just the animas recreating plot. Fuck it, I don't know, Layla's magic animas. But now it's canon that Cassandra also had been doing the leap of faith, but they didn't know each other, so they'd both been doing the leap of faith without knowing that each other did it. So these two separate people that had no connection had been performing the leap of faith, and that's really fucking funny to me. And then Bayek does it years later as well. They were just done the same thing. The eagle also is always there to make the eagle noise, which is great. That was all silly. And then you've got like Cassandra's bloody son, or I mean, if you're playing as Lexios, I don't know what happens, but Cassandra's son is like the grandson of Darius and Pythagoras and the grandson of Leonidas. And that's all the same person, and that's also quite funny.
Yeah.
Such a weird
Great grandson
DLC.
of Leonidas, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And they're trying to force a kid. So what's this kid's role? Like, is this kid the next main character of this Rome game?
There has got to be a reason they've done it. Now, Claudio on Twitter has it in his head.
Talk about him?
Well, because I want to get your thoughts on this, just briefly. I don't really care that much, but he has it in his head that the reason they forced the kid is because the descendants, Cassandra has to continue the bloodline, the first Civ bloodline, so that Altair has it, Ezio has it, Desmond has it, Arno has it. He's got it in his head
so he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand hybrid DNA and how it works in all people, and that everyone has a percentage of hybrid DNA. He doesn't know that.
He thinks that Cassandra is like the last person on Earth with first Civ DNA, and so it has to be her descendants.
Yeah, okay. So he's an idiot.
He doesn't understand that there was a lot of her. There's lots and lots of Isu human hybrids that exist, and their DNA could be for Altair and for Arno. It's not all from Cassandra.
So he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand that it's not a direct bloodline. Like Ezio isn't related to Altair. Yeah. They're different people. You know what I mean? Like and
he's being very arrogant about that. But of course he is. And so, which
well, I just did a truth video explaining it, so I could send it to him, and
but I'm not sure. But I'm not sure if Ubisoft think that as well.
Yeah, you know what? True, because they're as dumb as he is, so that's also an issue.
So it could be the case. I really don't know why
that's why they circle jerk each other off all the time. So that's true. That's a legitimate point. They are all as stupid as each other. So I don't know, man. You're probably right. Claudio will be right just of the fact that they're as stupid as him. So that's a legitimate point. Yeah, great.
Yeah. So I really don't know why they've done that, to be honest, because it doesn't make a lot of sense why they've forced Cassandra, because they've forced it. Like, it's not like it's like a thing that can happen. This is the only time in the game that something has to happen, which is having a baby. So it's got to be for a reason. Who fucking knows what's going on there? But personally, I don't know. Also, Luma brought up a funny point that was that she had a kid, and at some point, she had to watch her kid die, and bloody whoever she had the kid with. Die, while she's just got the staff of Hermes, keeping it to herself
and holding on to.
She watches her family die. I wonder if she had multiple families, or was that the only one?
I mean. Well, I spent enough time romancing all of Greece that surely I have lots of family.
Romancing all of Greece.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, that's so fucking dumb.
I don't do the main story. Or hunting down the Cosmos. I just romance the whole of Greece. It's great fun.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, it's just that DLC is just another funny example of Assassin's Creed being absolutely fucked, and it's funny. I think it's really funny that everyone's now attacking Ubisoft, which I really love. It's taken them this to realise the writing is terrible. Because that's all
I think I said to you on Clubhouse, I'm like, I know, I don't even agree with why everyone's mad. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's so upset with, like, you made me fucking have sex with a woman when I just want to have sex with a dude, or, depending on what character you're playing as.
Calling them homophobic,
But and, like, call them homophobic, which they're so absolutely... Ubisoft are obviously not homophobic. They're so ridiculous. Yeah. They're, like, so social justice warriors, embarrassing.
Yeah.
So obviously don't think that, but I also think it's fucking funny, and I'm enjoying that people are mad at them. Like, I was like, they're so dumb. Of course they got themselves into a position that they're, you know what I mean? Like, of course they got themselves in this position. That's what I think. That's what I think's funny, because I know none of them are, well, I don't know who works there, everyone that works there, but I just think, I know the company's not homophobic.
No, definitely not.
At all. And I know that these people... No, it's not. But I think it's funny that, of course, they managed to get people to think that, though, because they're fucking dumb.
So funny. And the thing is, it's a symptom of their poor writing and their inconsistencies and the fact they don't talk to each other, and that's why it's happened. And it's taken this for everyone to realise that the writing's bad.
Yeah.
It's taken
and the franchise
everyone getting offended.
Managed abysmally. Yeah.
which is brilliant, and I love it because that is the reason everyone's mad. It's whether they dress it up as it's because it's homophobic. The reason this is happening is because they've written a terrible fucking inconsistent mess that doesn't. They're not talking to each other in these offices. The person that wrote it, I found them on LinkedIn. He works for EA. I don't know why he's written this, but he's never worked on an Assassin's Creed game before. He works at EA Montreal, and he has for some reason written the Legacy of the First Blade. I don't know why, but that's happened. It's just Ubisoft do not talk to each other. There's no consistency even with studios these days. Just an absolute fucking mess, and it's hilarious watching them try to figure out what they've done wrong and trying to fix it by patching in different cutscenes. I don't know what the cutscenes entail, because I assume if I want to experience it, I have to replay the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm not doing. Or maybe I am.
Next minute. I was about to say, I was like, wait for the stream.
Playing the whole of Assassin's Creed Odyssey again to get the new DLC cutscenes and Fox.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and also buying microtransactions along the way. Like spending $10,000 in microtransactions.
Oh, no.
Yeah, wouldn't even surprise me, you absolute fucking fool.
I'm so sorry.
You disappoint me. I'm tired as fuck. I got work early tomorrow. Let's wrap this shit up. I've been struggling. Hey, bro, this has been a rough one. I've been on struggle street for a minute.
Yeah, it happened last time as well. Jesus Christ.
We're about an hour in, and I was like, oh no, I'm about to go to sleep.
We might need to change the time we do these.
Yeah, but it is getting later because your daylight savings ended.
It did.
Or started. Yeah, and then now it's like late. So it gets later and later for me this time of year.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate it.
Well, maybe
I hate this time of year.
Maybe we'll do it like an hour earlier or something.
That would be so helpful because it's like midnight now. I'm like, I got to get up in 5 hours, and I've already got no sleep last night too. So I'm like,
Alright, well, next time let's just do it an hour earlier or something. And then
okay, let's do that.
Maybe.
Yeah. No, maybe. Yeah. Okay, it's just rough. It's just rough sometimes.
Let's fucking wrap this up and get this done.
Let's do it.
Thanks everybody so much for listening. If you enjoyed and you want some more, specifically, what's it called? Cinema Room. The next episode of Cinema Room on Captain America, the First Avenger, comes out in about 45 minutes time. 3 p.m. UK time. So if you want to chuck us $1 over on patreon.com/as always, you can do. And that'd be great. We really appreciate it. And you'd get that episode. So there you go. To thank a few of you that are supporting us over there, we have King Richard III, Ballsack47, Josh Devillier, Damian, Billy the Team Tynamite, Captain Robertson, Tman or Travis, Casey Wood, Tony, the Arbiter's Tasty Penis, Adam Sundling, Alfie Rowsell, Lumistrad, Mary380, Viridian, ArunWyn, Ollie the Dane, Brendan BQ Overlord, Ravjai, Julie, Prudhvi Muvva, Oscar, Benedict Parker Returns, James and Lad, Connor Durose Bully in the Alley, Gene, Son of a Bitch, OG Doggo, Dammit Glenn, Furious Coco, the ACMJS, Jace the Last Medici, Delta, R. Rodriguez, Kyle, S. Jaws, Kyle Marvel, Marcus Blackburn, Emil Katborg, Joshua Mora, David Bindis, Beau Daman, Lamp, Yazen, Joe the Sexy Boi Smith, Elsterco91, HBots12, I Got Lumbago, Seth, The Real Jorrator, Brian Ford, Shields, Big Man Assassin, Andreu Martinez, and Pink Flame 313. Thank you all so much for your continued support. And like I said, just $1 and you get Cinema Room, the new episode, in just 45 minutes, as well as all the other clubhouses, exclusive access to stuff. It really helps us out. We're trying to hit 250 patrons by the end of the year, so if you want to help us out a little bit and get exclusive content in the process, we'd really, really appreciate it. But that's it from us today, I think. We'll see you in a week's time. On YouTube in a week's time. Cinema Room that's going out today on Patreon will be out on YouTube, as well as obviously in a week's time on Patreon you'll get the new Clubhouse, and then in 2 weeks' time we'll be back for Kill Connor Club, episode 93. So there you go.
Amazing.
That's everything.
We'll try to sort out a guest. Have like a guest for the first time this year.
Yes.
Not sure who. No idea. We'll figure it out.
Maybe Brett. Brett's always a good one.
Nah, I fucking hate Brett.
Fair enough, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe anyone else. Okay.
Love you, Brett. Maybe Ron.
Maybe.
No, it's you that likes Ron, and I like Brett, and you hate Brett.
We've messed it up.
Yeah. Fuck.
Okay.
Damn it. Anyway, we'll see you fucking gamers later.
All right.
Kingdom Hearts. The next time you see us, we'll play Kingdom Hearts 3. Holy shit.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Unless you're listening to Cinema Room, in which case it won't be. Which you should do. You should listen to Cinema Room on patreon.com/as-always for just $1. Unless you're homeless, in which case that is quite a bit of money. Anyway, we'll see you next time, boys. Peace.
And girls. And girls, there's lots of women, you know, that listen to this.
At least 2.
There's that girl that says she's your sister. Who, by the way, I've wanted to bring this up for a hot minute. Who the fuck? I've seen her like a couple of times on Twitter. Who the fuck is Bethany May? Who is that? Who is that?
It's my sister, Tyler.
Because I just... Yeah. Not obviously. No. But like I keep seeing this girl pop up on my Twitter that keeps getting retweeted. And I'm like, I don't know who you are. Why you keep popping on my Twitter feed? And then like I read her bio and it was like, oh, I'm James Laser's sister. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You crazy bitch. What are you on about? Who is Bethany May? Explain this to me.
It's my sister, man. Trust me.
I feel like it's a fake person, and it's like one of you that's like got a Twitter account that's made some girl up that's like, I'm James's sister.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. We'll see you later, boys. Goodbye.